a look that you could generally have around your children at certain times in her career, to her newest album where it's just fuego basura, nothing but garbage. All she does now is try and emulate these women instead of holding true to what she had designed her look to become. And this is, again, what's leading the charge for our young women and our young men, unfortunately.
Well, isn't that with all the people that like Beyonce, Rihanna, they started off as good little girls.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they had I wouldn't say their look was wholesome. It was never wholesome, because sexual acts and sex sells. Okay, we understand that, but it never got to the level. Thanks, CT, for posting that. It never got to the level that it is now, until we took off the gloves and allowed people like Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, and Kim Kardashian, and the lot come in and do what they're doing now. This is a great opportunity to say, hey guys, like and subscribe. How many likes do we have right now?
Blacks.
Go ahead.
I am not. And guys, please salute to Blacks. He's doing an excellent job on his first show. I am pro America. I am pro Western civilization.
Yes.
But sir, and I don't want to offend you in Porch Sessions, I am also pro Arab culture to a degree. The Arab, his woman probably was acting a fool 10,000 years ago in the desert, acting a fool, causing problem, causing strife, pretty much doing the same thing that women in the Western world are doing now. A lot of men probably were being accused of things that they didn't do. A lot of men probably were put in the situations like a lot of men are today, being Me Too'd. Imagine being Me Too'd 10,000 years ago. You probably would get beheaded. Imagine the entire village. And you're like, yo, she's walking around half naked, acting a fool, giving away her body, blah, 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 right? And she doesn't want to take accountability. So what does she do? She blames everything on the man. So I believe that happened 10,000 years ago. And I think an Arab man said, you know what? We can correct this behavior. You see, by nature, women are sexual creatures. They are. They have to breed, right? So dancing and twerking, Bob, dancing and twerking, those are just initiatory sexual advances.
Yes.
Twerking. Let's be honest. So I think the Arab says, you know what? Let's cover women up. Let's cover up immodesty to make our civilization modest. We know that by nature, women and men are want to have sex, but let's create barriers. Let's do things to create some sort of civility, at least on the surface.
Yes.
And that culture has carried on to this day. A lot of Arab women won't even shake your hand. A lot of Arab women won't even look at you in the eye because they know that even shaking of the hand, even looking in the eye can lead to debauchery.
Yes.
And I agree with their culture to a degree. I agree with a lot of their culture. You should,
I agree with their mores of wholesomeness.
Yeah, wholesomeness. And I'll say this too, sir. Even, and I've made videos about this, even being around drunk women puts you at a disadvantage as a man.
It does.
I'm not perfect. I've been around thousands of women drunk, I'm pretty sure you guys have too back in the day. Well, no, if you sit back, sit back the course of your life. But all it would take is a woman to accuse you of something. Now, mind you, she's drunk.
One time.
She's in the very same environment that you're in.
Yes.
But see, the problem is that women, the burden of responsibility is never on the woman. It's always on the man.
Always.
So you could be drunk, you could be kicking it, and all a woman has to do is say, he did this, he did that. And society will vilify you. So that's why it is very shameful of what that woman did. Now, that white guy, I don't know if you noticed, it was a white guy there.
Yeah, sitting there.
What if he would have looked at her and said, hey, you got a nice ass, you black bitch? Or whatever.
So like, oh, now, thanks, Daddy.
Society would now imagine. Now he probably would be viewed as a racist.
Society would have crucified
a misogynist. You're an old creep. They would have made up anything about this guy.
Yeah, they would have crucified him, ended his entire life, found out where he worked.
Exactly. All because she's walking in there naked.
Well, you shouldn't have been looking.
And that's,
I can wear whatever I want.
And blacks, don't you see that that's the stupid fucking logic there?
Yes.
And that's why it's up to men to say, no, bad girl, you can't do that. Now, we have places for you to do that. Like Port Sessions said, listen, we know that prostitution is the oldest profession around.
Yes, we do.
Go to the strip club. We have places. We have designated places for whoredom. The strip club is one of them. Yes. Pornography is another one. But not where there's little children walking. There's little children that go there, for God's sakes.
Exactly.
What if a little 5-year-old boy or girl would have saw that big-breasted, big-booty woman? They wouldn't have known what the hell was going on. Go ahead, sir.
Like Kim.
Wait. Time, blacks. Before you do that, I want to hear what you say. I know it's your show. I just want to float a question underneath that CT brought up.
Go ahead,
sir. Should we have red light districts? But we can get to that. But I want to hear what you say.
Well, we do in Vegas.
No, I mean in every city.
Well, and even in Germany, they don't have them in every city.
Well, I don't want to be I don't sprechen Sie Deutsch, brother. Look, in Singapore, they have.
That's the Frage. That's the Frage. Nice question. Go ahead. Anyway,
in Singapore, the most ordered city in the world, they have a red light district. It's like a safety valve for everything.
Yeah.
Should we have that in America? Should there be designated? Should cities be allowed to say, in here, drugs, sex, knock yourself out?
Well, I'm not saying that it can't exist. Okay. Okay. And there is. Okay. Look, and full disclosure, I am a Christian man.
Me too.
Okay. And a lot of what is generally accepted in the world is antithetical to what I believe in. Okay.
Right.
Christ, Jesus, etc.
Okay.
With that being said,
yeah,
I do see the value of having a space for that to happen, because it can remove the temptation of finding it online. And I mean, that'll still happen in some ways, but finding it online, trying to, spending huge swaths of money, and also, just engaging in wanton debauchery across the diaspora if they have a central locale to achieve said goal.
Okay, is that yes or no, brother?
Jesus Christ.
So that's a long-winded way of saying yes.
All right.
That boy got some goddamn soliloquies out your ass, boy. No, but there already is red light districts. Everyone knows where to go, where stuff's gonna go down.
But I'm talking about legalized, so no one's hiding.
Legal. It's
you
always legal.
It's legal in Vegas.
If you don't
in
get
Vegas,
caught,
I'm talking
legal,
about
right?
Houston, Dallas.
Listen, it's legal if you don't get
DC,
caught, right?
New York.
He said it's legal if you don't get caught.
I mean, hell, you can smoke crack all day in some places.
Brother,
it's legal in Oregon.
Did they not try to pass that law to make whoredom?
Yes, they tried. It failed.
They tried federally,
It's failed like it's failed like 5 times now. It's just like the Christians on here will not let these whores be whores. I don't know why you won't let them be whores.
Wait, what law? What law failed 5 times?
Of making prostitution legal.
Yeah, that kind of yeah. It's not.
You Christians, boy, I swear, you just can't let the whores be the whores, man.
Look, I'm trying to broker a deal between heaven and hell. Just make it a red light district.
Here's the thing:
far away from the kids.
You should learn how to keep yourself from being around whores.
Yeah, that's a tough lesson.
Hey, you know what?
Like they say, you should have dick discipline, right?
Well, you know what, Uncle Tom? You have a great point. That's not a bad point.
For those of us that aren't disciplined,
normally I would not disagree with Uncle Tom, but Uncle Tom, I actually disagree with you. See, sir, the thing is that there's nothing wrong, in my opinion. Now, you could be right, sir, but there's nothing wrong with the whore. It's when the whore goes unchecked. It's when the alcoholic goes Listen, I don't mind alcoholics, but I mind you when you're behind a vehicle and you're driving down the street at 75 miles an hour. Yeah,
in a 30.
In a 30-mile-an-hour zone. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. See, it's a free country. But the fact of the matter is that we have created laws. Listen, we don't want you walking around parading naked because this is a family establishment. You're going to ruin that business because families aren't going to come here anymore. See, if I wanted to take my son or daughter, and I don't have any kids, to the strip club, I would do that. Now, I'm never going to do that. But I don't want to be at a barbecue. I'm supporting this black business. I'm supporting, hey, they ain't got to be a black business. I'm supporting this business, and this big-breasted, big-butt woman come walking around with no clothes on. That's the abomination.
Would you turn your head?
Of course not. I mean, I'm a man, but the fact of the matter is that we listen. What separates us from the jungles? What separates us from the jungles are laws. We are animals, yes. To a degree, a lot of us even look like animals. But the fact of the matter is that what separates us is the fact that we have established laws. We don't want law. We don't want disorder. Imagine that place and there's 50 women walking in there naked now.
So what you're saying is, you want them to enforce the laws because we already have laws on there that say you can't be out there nude and nude. They have a place where you can be nude, and that's nudist beaches and nudist colonies and then the strip clubs or wherever else. So we do have laws in place. We're just not enforcing them. Now, if they should enforce these laws upon these idiots that decide to do debaucherous things, that'd be a different thing. Sometimes some of these people need to be underneath the drill to let them understand that they need to change their ways. See, I'm a proponent for harsh penalties.
Exactly. I agree.
Was that law enforced in New York that happened several months ago with the gay men showing
I've seen that.
Yeah.
See, that's how you get Jeffrey Dahmers of the world. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's how you get a Jeffrey Dahmer. But hey guys, again, like and subscribe, give to the Cash Apps that are posted. Yeah. Please, if you have an opinion, come up. The video, the chat. I'm sorry, the link is posted. We'd love to hear your take. Go ahead.
Now, blacks. Believe it or not, sir, I don't mind the drug dealer. I think that the drug dealer is an integral part of African American culture.
Why? Go ahead.
Many times the drug dealer, I'm talking about the kingpin, not some nigga selling weed outside of a gas station. A lot of times the drug dealer gets old and he will start a business and eventually he will go legitimate and he will hire people and he will have a legitimate business. But the fact of the matter is that when you have drug dealers and you have gangs and they are harming civilians, that's when it's a problem. See, I don't mind when little niggers are getting killed if they're in gangs by other gang members. See, you're both gang members. What the fuck do I care? Yeah. But when you are in a gang and you're shooting, and you're shooting in a park and a little 12-year-old girl is killed, that's when it's a problem. See, that's when the gang is a problem. But see, be the gang, be the thug, be the criminal, be the pimp out. Listen, if some chick is strung out, she's been a dope fiend all her life, yeah, pimp her out. But if you are kidnapping regular people, then that's the problem. See, I don't mind crime. When you're doing it, when you are a part of the underworld and you all are participants. See, it's like a game. But the fact of the matter is that what that lady did is, no, that was wrong what she did. That's not a nudist colony. That is a legitimate establishment. People are eating barbecue wings, and now they got to watch this.
And now they got to deal with her butt juice.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch that. See, if she was at a nudist beach, if she was on a Pornhub site, fine. But see, it's set in setting. Again, I don't mind when the gang member shoots and kills another gang member. You're both degenerates. So fuck you. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck what you do. You're both degenerates. I don't mind when the drug dealer sells dope to the dope fiend and he ODs. Fuck you. You're a dope fiend. That's a part of the game.
You made a choice.
The problem is that if you are a lunch lady and you lace some drugs and you bring it to the school and somehow some kids get into it. See, that's when a person like me comes in and say, you need to be executed, lady, for what you did. See, and that's all I'm saying. See, that's the problem. And was it a shock to you blacks that I agree with the dope fiend and the drug dealer and the pimp? But see, in terms of when it comes to them fucking with each other, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. If wars were that sanitized that nobody would mind war,
right?
And
true.
Always,
that's a good
point. War bleeds into the innocents. Always. Whenever war happens, it's the innocent that suffer. Alexandria says if a man walked around naked like this, he'd have to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life.
Well,
and you're absolutely right.
You gotta be if you're not a part of the LGB alphabet soup.
Oh yeah, if you're not part of the alphabet soup,
you can't do it. If you were a straight white male, you're going underneath the jail. Black men might get away with it, but if it was a straight white man,
well, you're going to prison for not only prison, but you're going to Guantanamo Bay for the rest of your life. Let me tell you, I knew it was bad when a couple of years ago they passed that proposition in California where a judge had ultimate discretion over if a man who was an adult had sexual intercourse with a boy who was 17 and younger, and he got arrested for it and was deemed and dubbed a pedophile, the judge had the ultimate discretion on whether or not to put said person on the registered sex offenders list. And I'm like, are you serious? So, I already knew that we had descended into hell, but that just put the cherry on top. Okay. That'll let you know exactly where we are and where people's moral compass is. There is none. It's just going to get worse by the day. But again, back to the war analogy. Yeah. If drugs would just stay the way that they do, drugs would stay in those communities, would stay between the users who are avidly doing it and the sellers, the pushers who are selling to them, and no war would break out because of it, then I would be fine with it. But that's not the way it is.
Because blacks, here goes the thing. Nobody cares about an alcoholic until that alcoholic kills someone drunken and driving. See, you've bought your alcoholism into the civilian world at that point. But hell, you want to be in your house and you want to drink like a lush all day. Hey, drink until you die. Well, nobody cares. But when you when you drink and you step behind that wheel of that 2,000-pound metal hunk of a car,
death trap.
Yeah, that's when it becomes society's problem. So be free to do whatever you want to do, but just don't bring that degeneracy into the civilian world. And again, that lady brought degeneracy into the civilian world.
Well, do you
imagine how many families were there? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sandra.
Do you all young men that I'm talking to, you think this will continue in the United States, or are we
Yes.
going to have men step up to the plate, or women step up to the plate and discipline their kids in the right way to go?
You asking Black? You asking me?
Either of us.
Oh.
Well, I think it's not going. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, D. Go ahead.
I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, Sandra, because there's a lot of guys out here that are thirsty and they will go along with anything just to be in good graces with a woman. And we got a lot of fathers out here that really don't want to be fathers. You know, they just want to just pay bills and, do things like that, but they don't really want to raise their kids. Like I remember this black girl, like this was like some years ago on Facebook. This black girl had shared like a throwback picture of her and her dad on the beach. And she was like 9 years old and she had on a damn crop top. And if you look at this girl now, she is like the biggest whore of all time. You know what I mean? Like that's I don't think that's gonna happen anytime. So I think things just gonna continue getting worse. Because,
So you
like I
think
said
that
earlier, there's no
groomed her to
shame
be
in
that?
society.
Do you think that picture of her in the crop top was a ominous, I don't know, token or totem of things to come?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's no reason for a little girl to be dressing like that, but you see it all the time, and it's because there's no fathers present, and if the father is present, he's a simp.
Yes. I just wanted to pose a question to the panel.
Oh, can I push back that real quick?
Go ahead, UT. Go ahead.
I would disagree on that point because simple fact is, I don't call him a simp. I just think he's a big pussy because I'm not gonna let my daughter go outside looking like that. I don't care because you gotta understand she got the daughter. Whoever bought that was mine. Most likely was the mother. The mother brought that shit. She thought it was cute to put it on the child because no self-respecting man will let their daughter go out there out and open at 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, even 14 years old, 15 years old with a crop top. Hell, my wife don't even wear crop tops because I know what it is. It's easy access for me. So all it takes for someone to want to be a dick or dumbass to go up there and pull that thing down and start running, then someone got to die.
There you go.
To alleviate that situation, you would ask them to dress properly. And the whole thing about it, I think the pendulum is going to be swinging back the other way eventually. Within the next 2 or 3 years, because it's already bad enough now. And you do see men pushing back. This is the reason why we're having a conversation like this now, is because more men are coming to these spaces and taking these ideas back to their house and trying to react. I mean, if they have parents, if they have kids, they don't want their kids out there like that. I really do think like they just said, they gave men the best. What was it? Best parents or black men are
the best parents? Yes,
best parents. So as you see, that's something that was never even given to black folks ever. Think about it. So I think it's gonna eventually start. The pendulum's gonna swing back, just like you see how the Democrats has gone so far to the left as you see it now. The pendulum is swinging back, and now they're losing on their ass on different things. Hell, even Twitter and Facebook got pushed back from the judge who said they're not allowed to ban people anymore.
Yes,
so that's one way. That's one way of it. The pendulum swinging back. It's just slowly swinging back, but it's coming back to normal. It'll be there eventually.
Absolutely.
People getting tired of this shit.
They are. I'm one of them. I'm very tired of that. The question I was going to pose to the panel had to do with what Dee said. It was pertaining to you. Oh my goodness, what was how was I posing it? With in terms of there we go. So when you tell, if a man points out that a child, a little girl should not be wearing what she's wearing. Say, a lot of the times when you go into Walmart or any of these other stores, when you're looking for a swimsuit for your child, all they have is the two-piece choice. I mean, all the way down to 9 months, it's 2-piece, and you're looking for a single, a singlet. You're looking for a single piece so you can put some shorts over that mug and cover your child up. And if you point out to, oftentimes, if you point out to a woman that your child or their child should not be dressed that way because it sends the wrong message, and then she will push back and say, well, you shouldn't be looking in the first place. What are you, a pedophile?
I would like to answer this question first, Black.
What is your opinion? Do you think what they're saying is true? Go ahead, CT.
I'm not going to directly answer your question because
go ahead.
I was a teacher for many years, my good sir. And I taught at a charter school, and my fraternity brother was the principal there.
Okay.
And some of the girls would come to school. Now, mind you, these are like 7th and 8th graders. They would be dressed provocatively. And I would say, and I had, I'm not going to say her name, but I had a co-teacher of mine. And I would tell her, yo, you need to call her mom. You need to, my co-teacher, whom, by the way, I would drink with after work. I would hang out with her.
Yeah.
She would say, why are you looking at her? My good sir, that's when I realized, so that's when I started to realize that I have got to get away from blacks, from education, from this environment, because it's a lose-lose situation.
Yes.
You as a man, you are not supposed to say anything. And when you do, even if it's right, they're going to place blame on you or place this title on you or place this stigma on you. It is really best as a man to really just get away from those types of environments. Because the logic isn't there. First of all, you are trying to tell a woman something that is logical and reasonable. Most women don't have that kind of brain anyway. You know, let's be honest, most women aren't intelligent like men. They're intelligent in, other ways, but they're not intelligent like that.
Yeah, you don't have to explain. You're right.
and even women will tell you that. So the best thing to do so that you won't be seen as the mean person is to just not even put yourself in that type of predicament, to not even say anything. That's why I tell many men do never, ever teach grade school. And I'm talking about even high school. Don't be around children at all, because so that question won't even have to even be asked. And you were talking about in terms of a daughter, right?
No, I'm just talking about in terms of at any moment you being an astute, moral,
never.
Yeah, exactly.
Never.
Okay,
never.
And
never
I agree.
Never.
What about you, Uncle Tom?
My thing is, like I said before, shouldn't, as a self-respecting man, I would never let my daughter go outside with nothing. I don't even let my son outside looking like a homeless child. Okay, I look, dude. What are you doing? You're not wearing it outside. You look like a damn bum. Go in the house and change your clothes. And my wife won't let him outside looking like a bum. I mean, because they're a representation of you as a parent.
Can I cut you off?
Top and the one piece. I mean, the one piece is fine, but yeah.
I want to say this.
No.
Blacks who defy.
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever been to China, and I haven't, but I want to go one day. Because obviously those are God's chosen people, and I would definitely want to go one day. But in China, my good sir, I've seen countless videos, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this. Children hit by cars, they're on the street, and nobody will help the child.
Yeah, they'll leave them for dead.
They'll leave them for dead. Because this is what happens. This is what happens when you vilify everybody, when every man. This is what happens in a society where you allow pretty much fucking idiots to control society, to have all these little movements and isms and et cetera, et cetera. And now you have in China where people will walk right over a kid who's injured.
Yep.
Because you're not gonna accuse me of a motherfucking thing.
Nope.
And I'll let that motherfucker drown in his own blood. And that's truth be told, that's where we're coming, even in America right now.
Yep, that's exactly where we're coming in America.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. So this young woman, this young female, she had to be no more than 15 or 16.
Yeah.
We were inside of what was that place? Panda Express.
Yeah.
And she just fell out of nowhere. Now I'm an LPN by nature. I could have helped her up. I said, she had tube top on to be exact.
Never.
And some tiny shorts. I said, shit, not me. Not I.
No, don't touch it.
And I think it was her father that was there. She said it was her father, whatever. It was just a weird combination. My wife got this vibe that the man was sleeping with her, and it was just didn't look right. And I was just like, "There's no way in hell I'm gonna touch her because, listen, you better call the damn, you better call them people." And I looked at my wife. My wife looked at me. She's like, "You bet not." I was like, "You really think I'm stupid?"
Nope. Did I ever tell you guys the story? This happened before COVID. Across the street from me, and this guy is dead now, but across the street from me was an old white man. This motherfucker, I never really talked to him before. I used to wave to him. He had to be like 90 years old, lived by himself. It was always some younger female that would come over, and maybe it was like a granddaughter. The female had to be like 40 something. So one day it was pouring raining. And I think I've told the story on my channel before. I look out my window and he has fallen in the driveway, his driveway.
Yeah.
He's trying to get up. Now, mind you, men, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give him the dignity of being a man and trying to at least pull himself up. Blacks, and I feel shameful. I feel so ashamed to say this story, but I must have watched him for 20 minutes trying to pull himself up in the rain. You know the story, D. I told you the story before. He was trying to pull himself up in the rain, right? So about 20 minutes goes by, and then I was like, okay, he's not gonna. Okay, after 20 minutes, he ain't about to get up. I called the police. And I say, hey, there's an older gentleman across the street. He's fallen. He's about 90. And the lady said, oh, are you gonna go help him at least? I said, lady, absolutely not. Because you know why? What if the police pull up and they see me over him? I'm this black. Now, mine just a good neighborhood, but I'm over this dude. It's an old white guy. What would be the interpretation from the police? And the lady said, "Yep." And the police came real quick, by the way. Where I live at, the police came in like 30 seconds. But I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, being a man. I tried to give him the dignity to pull himself up. But the police came, they helped him. But yeah, this is the society we live in. I was gonna let him just. I mean, truth be told, if he would have died, I wouldn't have give a fuck because this is what society has turned men into. So even with that young lady at the restaurant, it's a good thing that a lot of those men that I saw in that video were ignoring her, because the moment you look at her, you are a creep, you're a pervert, blah, blah, blah.
Because they saw her coming.
Of course they did.
Look, my hodar is so fine-tuned. You know what I mean? I can pick her. I'd have picked her up a block away. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so, of course, they saw her coming. Your peripheral, your eye moves hundreds of times in a second, back and forth. That's what your peripheral vision is. So, of course, he saw it. But he, like a champ, like a true veteran, did not look that way. I was like, this big fat white dude better not look at that woman, because if he does, they're gonna ignore her and try to figure out who this guy is, and they'd have found him too.
I just want to say, you just made a shirt right there. My hodar is finally tuned.
You see,
that is a shirt right there.
You see, I love Tony. I rock with Tony, but look at Tony. Look at female logic right here at its best. And Tony, please come up. She says, CT, what the fuck? Karma, ever heard of it? See, this is female logic.
Yeah.
See, Tony, you don't have the luxury of being a man and being accused of shit just because you're a man. What I did that day, Tony, probably saved my life. Because what if the police came, saw me over this old white dude? They would have said, whoa, he's robbing him. He's blah, blah, blah. They don't know that I live across the street. They don't know that I live in this community. They don't know I've lived in this city for 20 fucking years of my life. They don't know that shit.
No.
All they know is this young dude. He's semi-athletic built, and he's over this old, decrepit old white man. Absolutely not. I would have let the motherfucker die at this point. Yes, Sandra, go ahead.
I can't speak on the men, but I can say I can speak on the way I raised my girl.
Yes.
My daughter, rather.
Yes.
I had to lead by example. She didn't see her mother wearing harlot stuff like that. And case in point, we was at a clothing store one day, and she said, "Mama, can I get this skirt? It's not going to be too short." And another lady, she stated, "Well, I wish my daughter would tell me that." You have to lead by example with these girls these days. If you don't lead an example, I mean.
But see, Sandra, I agree with you. Sandra, by the way, is it Sandra or Sandra? How do you pronounce your name?
Sandra.
Exactly. That's my mother's name. Her name is Sandra, and so I like that name. Thank you so much for saying that. But to say that we need to lead them by it, that's something that just isn't allowed anymore, because that's what men are trying to do. Men are trying to lead their households, and at every waking moment and at every turn, they're told that that is wrong. You're wrong to set standards. You're wrong to set rules. You're wrong to lead your wife to be a man, period. You're wrong to be a man, period. And when you have mothers who refuse to allow fathers to raise their daughters, then you end up with what we saw in that video. So this isn't pushback against you. This isn't saying you're wrong. I believe that you are right. But no matter how we want that to happen, society is not allowing it on a widespread basis. Instead, it is propping up the 15% that is debaucherous and degenerate.
That's why I'm glad I don't have any children these days. I'm glad they are grown, because it would be a mess.
Blacks, I think that I think it's going back to it, because I think you got to work in tandem with your wife. You know, y'all have to be on one accord with your punishments and what you call it, praises. Because I'm not the praise person. I let my wife do the praising. I want her to look good in the eyes of my kids, because it's an emotional thing for women to always want to make sure their kids love them. I don't care if my kids don't like me or not. I prefer them not to like me. But if they like me in the long run, that's cool. Eventually, they'll come back to their senses, because I got boys. Eventually, logically, after they leave the house, and 3 or 4 years outside of that, they'll be like, "Damn, Dad, you were right about a lot of shit, bro."
Every time.
And
how many times you talk about your dad like a dog? You talk about your father like a dog, but you also respect him.
Me and my dad fight, but I respect him for who he is. I understand what he had to do to be a man, and what he had to do to make sure our family ran right. I get that. We may differ ideologically, but I understand him as a man. Listen, my daughters would walk outside like that if I had daughters. I'm sorry. I already told them, if I had girls, they'll have be foil on the windows, and they getting homeschooled by everyone.
Hey, dude,
by their
full
mama.
on burqa. I told you, with my daughters, I'm allowing them to play with black girls.
Wait, hold on, what?
You don't? I do not allow my daughters to play with black girls.
Oh, yeah. No,
go ahead, Blacks. Sorry.
No, now that isn't. So I'm not going to say all black girls, but in certain settings, in certain communities, I just don't allow it, unless,
No, keep going. I'm just saying. Yeah.
You're preaching the gospel. We're over here.
all of my all of my daughters, their friends, my son included, they have many friends across different races, Indian, white, some black, of course, but there's never an arching majority of black people that my children associate with, and that is purposeful. That's by no mistake. Go ahead.
Blacks. I actually told a friend of mine what you said the other day about this.
Yeah.
And they were actually shocked. And I said, well, what are you shocked for? Growing up, when we were, now my friend went to the same high school as me. I said, growing up, when we were kids, who constantly kept drama? It was the black girls. It wasn't the white girls. It wasn't the Hispanic girls we went to school with.
Always.
It was even in college. I told you. It wasn't the pretty little white sorority girls fighting. It wasn't the Alpha Phi's fighting the Delta Chi's, whatever little white sorority. You never saw that. You know who I saw fighting all the time, blacks? The Sigma Gamma Rhos and the Deltas, the AKAs and the Zetas. It was always like, what are y'all fighting for? We are at a historically white institution. Uncle Tom, that's what I'm gonna start calling white college. It's a historically white institution.
Is that what you just threw up?
No, I was just saying, good job.
My bad.
No. So you're right, man. Like, I've seen black girls. They will set each other up. They will purposely start drama to try to fight girls. I'm not saying white girls are perfect, man, but I've been around.
See, you don't even have to give that caveat, CT.
Yeah.
You don't even have to give that caveat. We know what it means when we're talking about girls who fight.
I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
And, all right, Bob. I remember when I was a teenager, there was a rash of women cuttings.
Oh yeah.
They were box cutting. They were
too young for that, D.
Huh?
I said, Deontay's too young to know about that, but yeah,
that was
the real shit in the 90s.
Oh my god, they were box cutting the heck out of these girls' faces everywhere. It didn't matter where, man. They pulled a blade.
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah. Man, and ruined these girls' faces. And anybody who knows anything about a razor cutting you, it cuts deep. So when it heals, you'll always have these deep scars, no matter what type of plastic surgery you get.
Yeah.
And that's a personal thing. A lot of people think shooting somebody is personal. Yeah, but you can shoot somebody from afar. Stabbing and cutting is personal. That's a brutal way to harm someone and to end someone.
Blacks, and thank you so much for hosting. I feel like I'm over talking you on your first show.
No worries. Go ahead.
Blacks, I don't have any children, but if I did, I have to agree with you, sir. If I had little black beautiful daughters, I would not want them to be around a certain type of black female either. I would have to meet their parents, especially the mom, and I would even argue that you would even have to meet the grandparents, the kind of family they come from, because you are right, man. A lot of these black girls, they're dangerous, man. Just like that I'm telling you, that black woman at that restaurant is a perfect example of large groups of black women, their mentality. I could just do whatever the fuck I want to do. That was her mentality. Yeah. I can do what I want to do, and you better not say nothing to me. Well, it's black owned, girl. You know that the owner, I'll beat that bitch ass. See,
every time.
That's that nigga bitch's mentality.
Man,
that's her mentality. She didn't give a fuck that's a black owned establishment. She didn't care about that. She truth be told, she would hope and wish that establishment would go out of business or something.
Yes, she would, because
fuck her up. She won't even be able to open this bitch no more. See, that's that ignorant.
Man, Dylan Hill, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Black women are absolutely bioweapons. I'm telling you, drop them, drop an American black woman into any first world country and watch it burn.
She went in that restaurant, and then and the worst part is, blacks, is The dude that was encouraging her to do that, the simp, and that's another dangerous element as well. He like, yeah, I'm gonna film you. I'm gonna film you. So here goes the thing, bro. They're using the white man's phone, the iPhone. They're using the white man's phone.
Keep going.
They're using the white man's internet or his service provider to disrespect and denigrate a black woman's business. See, in my world, Uncle Tom D, that would be capital punishment in a black society. You ignorant nigger bitch, you could possibly destroy my business, all the employees here that are black, because of what the fuck you want to do. Because you have a degenerate behavior. Yeah. Because you don't give a fuck about society and order. And you damn sure don't give a fuck about blacks. So fuck you then. So if you don't give a fuck about me, fuck you. That's my mentality on it.
By the way, guys, you can curse here. You can curse here. Yeah. If you come up, you can curse here.
You're wrong, CT.
Oh, yeah, why am I wrong?
I'm gonna tell you how you're wrong, man.
Go ahead.
Because
listen, that's how you gotta handle it.
I swear, every time that I see some shit go down in a Walmart, it's very entertaining. And I get my phone out. Listen, I don't condone violence, right? I don't condone it. I don't condone niggerdom. But if you're gonna have it on full display, I'm gonna be like this.
Mm-hmm. But Uncle Tom, when does it stop, man?
Because it don't stop.
The problem is that her behavior. Mm-hmm. Now, people would say all blacks aren't like this, but see, the problem is her behavior matriculates into the overall black culture,
and that's the thing.
Here's the thing: if say you were there, and you would say something to her, or you would have even gave her a fucking shirt or a coat to put around her.
Never.
I'm just saying you wouldn't do it. But what I'm saying, you would be wrong for doing something to protect her from herself. That behavior that she showed it just shows that she was not brought up right. Like, you walk up to like, who raised you?
No one
fucking raised you like this.
Go ahead, Blacks. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying I can't. If 51% of something is true, we intelligent people across the board understand that we don't have to give caveats for anything.
Not absolutes.
We know that it's not everybody. Okay, there's the anecdote, but right now we're talking about the class, within the group of black people who engage in that, and the fact that they are being propped up above.
And that's the problem. Oh my God.
Above any look. I'm classist. I'll tell you in a heartbeat. I'm classist. Yeah. Okay. I believe that I already told you before. If you don't have an IQ over 120, you shouldn't be talking. Period. You shouldn't be making policy.
I'm like at a 79.
Dude, you shouldn't be making policy. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be commenting in public. Leave that behind closed doors, and then those of us who have mores and accountability and are accountable to something will then relay an intelligent comment from you. Other than that, you should remain silent. Well, exercise your Fifth Amendment. Go ahead.
Here goes the thing, Blacks.
Yeah.
You see, this is what I think that, and for all of you who know Eric, see, at first listening to Eric, he may sound like an extremist. But after a while, Eric sounds like the gospel.
Normal. Yeah.
Sir, let me tell you a story, Blacks, and I've told this story multiple times. When I was teaching, sir, you know how I've got the attention of a class before?
How?
When I sat there in front of them and said, "You all are a bunch of black niggers," and I emphasized the ER. When I called them that, for some reason, they came to attention. For some reason, they wanted to do their work afterwards. They wanted to prove to me that they weren't niggers. All it would take is for somebody, and I'm not talking about me, you know, we're no offense, we're peasants, we're nobodies. Right. All it would take is for a Barack Obama to say to that lady that was walking into that restaurant the other day, you are a ignorant nigger because you are destroying a black business, you nigger. Oh, I bet you that woman would turn into Khadijah fucking Farrakhan overnight.
Yep.
Respectfully. She would turn into Muhammad's wife 2,000 years ago overnight. Because the shock value would be so shocking. I mean, you what do you say about that, Blacks? Should we bring back that word nigger? And I'm talking about the elite Blacks.
No, the actual word, yes.
I think we should bring it back.
I do believe that word should be brought back because it brings with it a level of shame.
Yeah.
And it would galvanize a group of people that would never want to be called that again.
Exactly.
And I believe, hey, you know, BCP said it in one of his earlier videos, and this was a notion that I had previously as well, that people don't see it. The liberal doesn't see it yet, but they are creating a class of people, white people specifically, who are 50 years from now going to talk about how they were disenfranchised and they were downtrodden, and they were going to have a white civil rights movement.
Yeah. And I was gladly supported.
And it's just the truth. It isn't because they are bent on destroying everything.
They are.
And instead of building roads, they want to dam up rivers and blow up existing bridges. Tony B, we've talked a lot. I'd love to hear your perspective on this, but before you do, I want to say thank you for all of you guys who are participating on this panel. Firstly, secondly, thank you to everyone who has subscribed and have liked. Please continue to subscribe and like, get the likes up. Where are we at likes, guys, right now? I think we're at, oh goodness, we're at 44 likes. Hey, we need a little bit more than that. I'd appreciate it. Please give to the Cash App. And CT, would you please play that video one more time so that everybody...
Yeah. I don't think I can play it. I'll play it, but I'm going to heavily edit this. So it'll be so when you're done with the video, it won't show up for like a day because I'm going to have to edit some of the things out.
No worries.
But I'll play it again though. Give me 1 second, okay bro?
Hey, while he's getting ready to play that video, Tony B, would you please chime in?
Hey guys, thanks for having me up.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna stay on here forever because I am not bringing in.
Look at this ignorant nigga bitch right here.
I've seen this.
You ready? Yeah.
This is it's mind-boggling.
Ridiculous.
Look at that guy in the white shirt. Eyes front.
Yep, he did a good thing by not looking at her.
Yes, he did.
Because in his brain, he's like, if I look at this black woman, all it takes is for her homies to start beating me up because they think that I'm racist, something. But go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
Hey, so I did see this video probably like 2-3 days ago.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it with my husband. And I was like, yo, I can't believe this or whatever. And, you know, we had that discussion. First off, I don't condone this behavior at all. And first off, it doesn't even look good. Her body is clearly fake, clearly sculpted. But when I saw that there was a man that was endorsing this behavior, and I said, well, there you go. To a certain extent, yes, she is accountable for her own actions of actually being dumb enough to be nude, because to walk around into this to try to prove a point or whatever, or to go viral. Like I said, we're living in a society where lewdness and unchecked behavior is basically a cash cow right now. And anything to go viral, anything to get your name, anything to have fame, is what is going to bring followers to your page, clicks, views, clickbaits, whatever. So people are making money of this, and I think Ayala Van Zant said it.
Oh, she's a Yana Van Zant. She's a nut though, but go ahead.
She is a nut. She's a nut
She's a
job,
nut
right?
case.
But she did say that Black women are being paid now for being out of order. And once you attach money to anything, the cause literally goes down the drain. Same thing with most social justice movements, things of that sort. Once there's money to be made, it's no longer going to be genuine anymore. But what I will say about it, I have a few bones to pick with y'all, but
What's one of them?
I ain't gonna say what y'all can and can't do with your kids because I've learned from years of teaching. Fuck what y'all do with y'all kids at this point, okay? But blacks, for you to think that it's only Black girls that you need to protect your daughter from, if you have daughters, yeah, you're the one with daughters, so
Yes,
that
absolutely.
that she's the it's only particularly Black girls that you have to worry about from. That's so not true. I can tell you as a woman, and I don't think there's enough women up here to say that women are women. It does not matter. There's different
Can I get her black?
behaviors. There's different behaviors for certain races. Yes, Black women are more violent. We're more aggressive. We have that, which I could even throw and say it's the same thing for the men. So if that's a gene of us, then I can understand. I can go with that. But what I will say is, I've had friends from all kinds of backgrounds. I've always discussed this.
Yes.
And my white friends, my best friend, she was Italian when I was growing up. And when I was hanging out with them and during those ages, those girls, when I would hang out with them, they're the ones who taught me. Oh God, I ain't gonna say it, Lord Jesus. This is gonna sound. Listen, they taught me on ways of properly giving fellatio just to get their way, and how to manipulate men more out of that. And for one thing I could say is that their promiscuity, it seems like it goes unchecked, because I know white chicks that fuck the whole goddamn football team, and
yes, sir.
nobody looks at them as a hoe.
Can I give Tony some pushback here?
Go ahead.
Tony, I'm not about to sit up here and let you say anything negative about the beautiful angelic white woman. Now, I've said this and I'll keep saying it before. White women, it's like being in heaven every day when you date them. Now, Tony, you may be right. You may know white girls who've had sex with the entire football team. But Tony, the difference between whites and Black women is that Black women have all types of kids outside of wedlock, whereas white women don't. Those are just facts. So
okay,
go ahead.
Because that might be true of the past, but do you know that the single mother rate is now creeping into the Caucasian community as well? And it ain't because of white men not marrying their women. Oh, it's because they love Black penis. Okay, so they're sitting here having babies by all these little athletes and all that, and it's changing. So y'all can keep saying that narrative.
Tony, how old are you, by the way?
I'll be 34 tomorrow.
Okay, so you're from the same generation as I am. Tony, when I was in high school, I went to a very good high school, by the way, but I'm from the era of the Blade. I remember when pretty girls, they could just exist. They could be super nice, and ugly girls would pick fights with them just to get a reaction, and then the girls would start fighting, and they would slice them. Black girls, and you said it, see, the difference between white girls fighting and Indian girls fighting is that the level of violence isn't there. I've seen it.
No. Right.
Uncle Tom, you went to O State. I'm pretty sure you were around a lot of white women at O State.
I've been around a lot of white women in my entire life.
Yeah. And so so when white women are fighting, there's no I'll admit Black women are physically stronger than all women on the planet. I will admit that. So the level of violence and carnage is there with Black women.
That's true. That's the hands down truth.
I've seen black women like literally beat other black women into a fucking coma almost. I've never seen that with white women. I've never seen that with East Indian girls.
Okay.
I've seen. Go ahead.
The thing with that is it's in a different way. White women and other races do different things rather than being violent. They will get you. That's why they got the Mean Girls Club.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mean
they
girls
have
go
mean
around,
girls
they'll
came
go
from
around
white
your back
women.
and make your life a living hell for years.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Black women where instant gratification is punching you in the damn face. That's the difference.
There you go. I think that's if you want to look at it, I think white women are more manipulative. Like they will sit here and that's where that bullying came from, and girls like committing offing themselves because of the bullying that they face from the cheerleaders and all that. All these, you've seen that. So it's
I ain't about to let her sit up here and disrespect white women like that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tony.
So y'all gonna sit here and make it seem like it's woman's nature to just literally maybe not be aggressive. Black women are aggressive. I get that, because you know what? I remember I don't got time for the talk going back and forth. I'm gonna just get what I need. We're gonna settle this, and it is what it is, right? But it's like a buildup with white women. They're more calculated in the way that they approach. And you might say it's intellect, whatever, but they have a different way of hurting who they want to, their enemies, okay? And all I know is I know a lot of white hoes, and they always wifed up. And I just be like, God dang, like it just, y'all fall simp for them, but it's okay. Y'all could do that.
So, I don't disagree. I don't disagree that white women can be maleficent, and can use, insidious means to make people feel, however they feel, upset, want to harm themselves. Case in point, the Asian guy who was told incessantly by his girlfriend, who was white, to, kill himself constantly. Have you done it yet? You haven't done it. Sending him emails and text messages and phone calls, asking him if he had killed himself. He should just kill himself. And finally he did. And now she's, I think, serving 10 years for what she did, because she was just relentlessly harming him. Although I'd argue, this guy was already mentally unstable. But my point in saying that I don't allow my daughters to hang out with black girls very much is because I'll give you, this is anecdotal, completely anecdotal to me. My daughter was walking with my 6-month-old, and I think I told the story before, and this is a park across the street from my home. Now, I live in a really nice neighborhood, but you can't remove yourself
from flexing on us. So just because he's living in an affluent neighborhood and blah blah. I'm sick of y'all.
Everywhere in America is affluent.
That's right, Tony. Get your weight up. There's a park across the street from my home, and you can't remove yourself from all elements of debauchery. Okay, so I understand that in all capricious elements. So there were a group of black girls standing at the corner. Now, I know what that means. You know what that means, Tony. A CT, I wager you know what that means. If it's a big group of black girls with bonnets on, standing at the corner.
With their face greased up.
Okay, exactly. You know what that means. So my daughter is homeschooled, and she doesn't experience this. We don't, because it's something we don't allow. And anyway, and I'll fight for mine, and so will my wife, by the way. She's crazy. So she's walking with my 6-month-old, and she's just going around the park. She looks their way slightly, and one of the girls says, "What you looking at?" And my daughter, who doesn't deal with that much, goes like, I'm looking at you. And then they go like, what? And
they didn't call him uppity.
Who? Huh?
They didn't call your daughter uppity.
No, what they wanted to do.
That's usually what they call them.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, exactly. In a sense, that's what they did. They tried to fight her, But she was walking. My wife and I were standing out there, and we were clocking it, and we were like, "What did they say to you?" And she let us know. So then my wife walked over there immediately and was like, "What is your problem?" She said, "Yeah, you better get your daughter." And my wife said, "Excuse me, I better get what?" And then she was like, "I know who you are, etc. Who lives here?" Said, "What's your mother's phone number?"
Blacks. No offense, and I'm glad, and I would never tell your wife to do this.
Yeah,
but what was probably needed for the girl who backtalked your wife was for your wife to ragdoll the little girl.
Oh man, my wife was right there. Was about to do it.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not a proponent of beating up teenagers, but there was a time, sir, when I was in high school. Yeah. Oh, you had security guards. They not with me. I was a good student. Yeah, you had security guards that were ragdoll, 16, 17-year-olds. Like, man, who the fuck are you talking to?
Hey, we're from the same era.
Yeah, and
CT,
so
absolutely.
Listen, some of my classmates used to get through across the damn room sometimes by teachers. Like, who the fuck? I had a teacher named Mr. Moore. He was in the middle. He was in Vietnam vet, and I remember one time, he had a stroke. But I remember one time he was sleeping in class. Nigga used to sleep. He was our history teacher. And somebody said, "Hit the deck," and this nigga, he had like a post-traumatic thing. He jumped all over. We was like, nigga, so he there was this boy it was his boy. He was about 16. Him and his girl got into a little beef in the lunchroom. He smacked her. Mr. Moore goes to the kid and said, "Yo, man, why are you touching this girl?" He said, "Man, get the fuck away from me." Next thing I know, I didn't really know the kid, but he threw the kid across the lunchroom. That kid, the next few days, that kid was the most nicest, humblest kid ever. And I feel like that's what's lacking. Go ahead, Tony.
Well, that's what I see. I'm kind of torn on that because on the other panels, I said that if we put veterans in the classroom, they're going to fucking black out if they have PTSD with these kids. And somebody's going to get hurt.
But I had a Vietnam veteran, 2 Vietnam veterans when I was in ROTC in high school. And
that's a different story there, Black. That's ROTC.
No, I'm just saying.
That wasn't math class, because math class, you get these dummies in there that can't do 1 + 2.
But
I swear to God,
taught more than ROTC. He taught ROTC. He also taught English Lit, and he also taught another class I can't remember. But the point that I'm making is that everybody knew not to mess with him because he'd be sitting in the corner talking about Charlie. Where's Charlie? Charlie, where's Charlie? All day long. And to CT's point, it was necessary for that guy to do what he did.
Yeah.
To those people. Some people need an ass whooping.
Yeah, definitely.
Period.
I'm a proponent. I think we should be allowed. Because listen, in the news the other day in my area, there was a mom, because I told you, when you teach, there'll be parents outside fighting off of after school and stuff like that, and they get their daughters. I'm not in the hood. I worked in the hood.
Tony, listen to me.
What?
Tony, I am the Negro whisperer.
Oh my gosh.
I know Black people, and I could tell you this. All it would take is for Blacks to stop being pussies, eliminate this snitch culture, and say, okay, you want to walk in here naked? I'm going to call the police on you and this nigger right here that is recording you. I'm going to say that you are terrorizing everyone here, especially white folk. See, Blacks are afraid of the police. We as a people, we don't call the police on each other for some reason. See, me, now that I'm older, I'll call the police on you. Because you know why I'll call the police on you? Because I know that, see, Black people, we talk a good game, but when it comes to that police, Blacks for some reason get in shape when the police come. I would call the police. I would argue that Blacks need to start calling the police, man, more and more. We need to start doing it more and more.
And you would have a sound.
We should have never stopped. That's the problem. We should have never stopped.
Hey, Uncle Tom, you know how many times, sir, in Blacks, I've walked into a corner stores and it's some little 19, 20-year-old nigga. I mean, I got some weed on me, nigga.
Man, just the other day.
You know how many times I want to say, excuse me, sir, I'm going to call the police on you. I don't want to walk into this establishment and pretty much be asked all the time if I want to smoke some weed. The fuck
every time.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Go ahead.
You and Blacks just said some of the craziest shit about that. I have never had anyone ever ask me if I got some weed on me. Never happened to me ever.
Really?
Never?
Y'all are not in the right white neighborhoods, okay?
Oh my God.
No.
Y'all need to step your game up, because in white neighborhoods, they don't offer to you at the gas station. They just come to your house.
Uncle Tom, I've moved. You're out of your first.
I'm just like, yeah, that just went right. Nope.
No, for real. I've never had no one in the grocery store say, "Hey, I got some weed. You need anything?"
Look. I'll admit it's been a while, but I went to just the other day. It was crazy, man. I nearly lost my mind when it happened this recently. That hasn't happened to me in a good 10 years. But when I went to a Little Caesars with my family picking up food, after I picked up my children from their extracurriculars that they participate in, I walk in the door. I open the door for a young black niglet who was walking out, being courteous. And as I open the door, he doesn't say, "Oh, reckless." In a minute, brother. In a minute.
I'm so sick of this guy.
This dude, he said, "Man, I got that gas. I got that gas." Now, at first, it went over my head. It went over my head what he was saying, because I haven't been approached like that in so long. And then I thought about it. I'm like, this dude was asking me, do I want some weed? And I'm like, my God. I'm like, and so then my wife was waiting out in the car, and I told her, I'm like, do you know what just happened, man? I said, this is why I don't come to shady parts of the neighborhood. Now, granted, this is down the street from one of the universities out here. But as you know, anywhere a university is, you'll find that element. You're going to find that element. And I was just like, man, this is why I don't go. This is, I moved away from this. And here we are. It's right at my doorstep. But continue. Hey, Reckless Ray, man, I got to hear you, dude. I haven't seen you forever, dude. What's going on?
Hey, God, it's been a minute. I haven't. It's so late. Where my company got a commercial job. It's like one of our big, the biggest commercial job we've had so far. And so, like, I've just been driving that.
Reckless Ray, can I, before you say anything, salute to you, Reckless Ray. Blacks,
yeah.
Thank you so much for hosting, sir. This is the problem.
Go ahead.
See, the little nigger selling weed outside of a store, it's like a cockroach. And nobody says anything. Nobody calls the police, etc. Now here you are, you peddling drugs in a black neighborhood, peddling drugs to a black people. You got mothers walking their kids around here. You don't care about these people. You may have, have some little inner city little nigga beef. And you're bringing bad agina to this environment. Peddle drugs somewhere else. See, I don't mind you selling weed. I don't care. But see, when you're bothering me while I'm getting gas, that's when it's a problem. This is a gas station. This is a store. There's mothers walking their children here. Black mothers walking their black sons and daughters in here, and you ain't got nothing better to do than to peddle some drugs out here.
Exactly.
You see, this time, Blacks, what does Singapore do with their drug dealers?
They lock them up forever or execute them.
Yeah, okay. Definitely. Other countries don't have problems like this country.
Nope.
See, a country like Singapore, you know how they would deal with that woman walking around naked?
They would get out their beating sticks.
They would have beat her.
And beat her.
Yep, beat her.
Actually, they would have stoned her.
I don't know if they would have stoned her in Singapore.
They would have beat her.
In Arab countries, they would have stoned her.
No, in Singapore, they would have beaten her.
Singapore is not Arab, though. That's Asian.
Couldn't they do both?
I don't think they stone in Singapore. I think that's, yeah.
They would cane her.
Yeah, cane her.
Thank you, Mike from Boston. Exactly. Yeah. They would cane her.
Go ahead, Rick.
Do you know a caning that's brutal, man. You ever see somebody get caned?
Hey, but can CT, you and blacks please stop using big words because I'm a C student that got A's. I don't understand those.
Well, you did go to a superior. You went to a more superior college than mine, so.
Hey, I wanted to say, like, did
Go ahead,
y'all
Tom.
see what happened in Iran or what's going on right now?
Yep,
in Iran?
and Iran is going to turn into a typical liberal American city one day.
Yes,
in
it
terms of
is. It's
What are they doing in Iran?
Those women now are burning their burqas.
They're burning hijabs and burqas because they're fighting back against the patriarchy. No,
oh
sorry.
my god!
Hey, get her up out of here, CT. Get her out of here.
And they're looking at social media. Yeah. Reckless Ray, what's up, man?
How are you doing, man?
Pretty good.
I've been missing you. My weeks are not nearly as good as when I get to talk to you guys. So know that you were all missed, especially you, Bob.
Hey. Yeah, right.
I had to go back and watch all the shows that I missed. That's what I've been doing while I'm at work. So I'll throw a comment on there at the end of the day.
It's good to see you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, so anyway, I've been saving up sticks though. I just wanted everyone to know random sizes, like we can make switches out of them if needed. And I have a bag of stones. So not in my neighborhood.
We'll go to you for caning expertise.
I'm innovating. I'm gonna do both. Matter of fact, you can have the people on the outside hit the stones in with the sticks. You know what I'm saying?
That would be a shillelagh, sir.
We doing it all. With verbal.
What do you think about? I know you're late to the convo. But what do you think about that video we showed earlier?
So, funny story. The neighborhood I used to live in, we were out. It wasn't a good neighborhood. There were cockroaches everywhere and people selling drugs. But we were driving through the neighborhood one day and we looked over and there was this woman, and I'm not joking, it could be the same woman in a different city. And she was leaned over a trash can, and we looked over and I was like, that chick ain't got no pants on. I'm not even joking. And she was just leaned over this trash can, just chilling with no pants on in the hood.
Just that you'll find that.
Yeah.
Was she? Did she look like she was a avid recreational drug taker?
Oh, she was way too rotund to be a recreational drug taker. She was out there selling a little something.
Oh my God!
Apparently, she just pick it up where you left it. I guess I don't know.
Oh my!
It was a traumatic experience.
Yeah, PTSD now, sir.
Oh, I definitely did not miss moving from that neighborhood.
No, I'm sure you didn't. Like me, Chicago was a cesspool, still is a cesspool.
So where did this happen?
This happened in Houston,
Texas.
Yes.
Whoa. Okay.
And like the beta male simp, the guy is who was holding the camera, he just sat back and watched the show. Isn't
that what we're conditioned as a society?
I would do it too. I'm sorry. I'm recording. I'm recording.
Exactly.
Oh my God, man.
We'd be like, I'm sorry you're in the state that you're in, but I'm about to go viral.
Man, oh my. It's a shame that this is where we've come to, man. And Uncle Tom, you are a degenerate.
Listen, I gotta have my hood status every time I'm in Walmart because I do shop at Walmart. Just to let y'all know, I don't shop at Target like my wife does because that's the white lady. Anyway,
Bob,
I go to Walmart. Huh?
You upset at that? You're upset that he shops at Walmart?
It's so. God.
Listen, you go to Walmart, the people see, and I'm not an idiot woman. She's just mad at me because I said
I do Walmart pickup. It's way better experience. I don't even have to go in.
What? Yeah, I go in to watch people.
Nah, that's the part I don't. Do you know where I live? Yo, you know where I live. I'm not going into Walmart. Are you crazy? They fight in there.
Walmart is
why you go.
Yeah, Walmart is like a contained third world experience.
It is.
Well said, brother.
Every time I go into Walmart, I instantly regret it. So I just do pickup for everything now, and that's it.
You know what? When I was living in El Paso, Walmart was the place to get get your lawsuit game on. Every other day when I walked in there was a Mexican on the floor.
Yeah.
Getting airlifted out of there to get that lawsuit money.
Are you for real?
Yeah,
I'm not playing.
Because what happens is that they have, like, for every store they have like a set. My friend was telling me, but basically there's a certain dollar sign that they already have in place. So it could be like 10,000 or whatever. They don't even want to go through the hassle of like lawsuits or whatever. So if you file like the right paperwork, they just reward you the money sometimes. I know it's like that at Home Depot and Walmart. Yeah,
it's that way at Home Depot.
Y'all
It's
gotta
all
teach
the
me
corporate
how to
entities.
scam. Come on,
It won't
bro.
happen at Lowe's because Lowe's is ran by a black dude, so you won't get your lawsuit gain up on Lowe's. I'm sorry.
Lowe's, everyone, they all got a fund. Mike from Boston, thanks for coming up, sir.
Mike
from been a little quiet. Let's hear what you have to say, sir.
Yeah, man. I saw what the video you're talking about. I've been exposed to that type of behavior very often. I don't see it. I just don't see that type of behavior. The only time I have seen it was when I was purchasing drugs in inner city neighborhoods. I saw one time a woman completely naked on some sort of a PCP or something like that, and she was fighting with another woman. They both were almost completely naked. It was a very disturbing sight.
And how you brought that story up, I don't want to pry, but how often were you going there to do this?
Well, around this time, this was when I was in college. I went to school in Washington, D.C., and we would go to buy drugs in this. Well, pretty much the whole city's a hood, basically, but you just have to go, know where to go. It's pretty much an open air drug market. And yeah, we went there probably maybe 10 times total while we were at school there.
And what kind of neighborhood was this, sir? Was it a black neighborhood?
Yeah, it was all black. I mean, we shouldn't have been there. We really shouldn't have been there at all.
Keep it real.
Was it because you guys were in school and you got woke and you were trying to support black businesses?
No, we were trying to buy cocaine.
What?
So that's what we did. Yeah, it is.
CT, this is an example of what you were talking about. He is the litmus test, sir.
I keep saying it over and over, man. It's not the white man. It's our people, man, and we don't check the behavior, man. Tony, you are a black woman. Would you have approached that? Would you have approached that black woman and said, "Sister, you are a beautiful black sister, mother of the universe. Why are you doing that, my beautiful black sister?" Would you have approached her and said that, Tony?
No, I would not. First off, I wouldn't have never said she was beautiful. I'd be like, I would literally probably, because y'all know me, whatever. Because I said if my husband was there, I was like, how would we handle this? And especially if my son was there, because every time I'm going out to eat, my kid's with me. So if my son was there, I was like, I would be so angry and I would start throwing insults or whatever. And as soon as she got violent, I'm going to hide behind my husband. Because that's it.
Respect.
Because I got a bodyguard for a fucking. I'm like, you so motherfucking trifling. I would go off in public, but if I wanted, I would cover my child's eyes because I was like, I don't even know what I would do in that instant, but I would be so upset, and I probably would call the police and press charges or something. But I would definitely cuss her out ignorant style.
But you have a point. You have a point, Tony. The last point you made, you said you would have called the police to press charges because, as Uncle Tom so eloquently put earlier on in this conversation, there are laws that exist for that completely cover lewd and lascivious behavior.
Indecent exposure.
Yes, and indecent exposure. And if you call the police, people like this will then be arrested. But again, to CT's point, nobody wants to do it. Everybody wants to be seen as minding their own business and being for everything.
Well, my first question would be, if I really, and this is something because if you ever call the police, sometimes they come quick, sometimes they don't. So if they know,
you have to lie. You have to lie.
It's a lie.
Yeah, you have to lie.
But when they get the address and the location, they gonna know it's in a black neighborhood. It's a black establishment.
You gotta lie. You gotta say like there's a young white girl
being accosted,
a terrorism Arab. You have to seriously. And people, you guys think I'm playing? Not you guys think I'm playing, but people think I'm playing when I say these things for trolling. You literally have to manipulate the system like that. You have to say, officer, there is a terrorist attack taking place right now. You have, and I'm telling you, they'll be there in 20 seconds. There's a man and there's a young white girl with them. I don't know what's going on. They'll be there in 30 seconds. So when they finally get there, everybody says, oh, look at this woman. She's dressed naked. They'll be like, where's the terrorist attack? Oh, that must have been a prank call. But look at this woman who's naked right here. See, that's what you got to do.
Yo, that's actually really clever.
The problem with it is that you're not even allowed to cuss around kids in public. That's a charge.
Yeah.
So just because we don't enforce it doesn't mean we don't already have laws against it. It's just like saying that all these LGBT need more laws just to legitimize them, which they already got laws on the book for everybody that's in the United States.
Yep.
But everyone needs to be the exception to the rule. That's the problem with this going on nowadays, and also change the definitions. I'm gonna keep saying that, but
you're right.
Someone should just punched her in the titty. Just knock that hoe off.
What if your hand got stuck? Uncle Tom, what if your hand got stuck? Now you're a part of it.
Then you should have punched her in the ass because that bitch was jiggling. She had
a man with her. So this is my thing is the man.
Someone should have punched him too.
That's what I'm saying. We just would have been fighting because that's
he's part of that infamous 15% that we're talking about. He is
a man will let your woman walk around like that.
Right. But then I see there's a thing for people like voyeurism. That's a real thing. I know in some, doing things, being naked in public and stuff it's a thing. That's a fetish.
That's usually people liking them see other people have sex in public. That's what
Tony, the thing is that there's a set and setting for everything. And I've already said that, it's a part of women's nature to be, pretty much promiscuous, etc. It's part of, you're born, but seriously, you're born to breed. See, like in college, a lot of the black girls, a lot of the white girls, I will admit, they would streak at night on campus. But they're 19, 20-year-old girls drunk and having fun. I can understand that. But this chick is 40 years old and she is at a establishment.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, like this it's again.
I'll tell you a story.
Yeah, go ahead, Blacks.
One of my closest friends I went to high school with recently just let me know that he had just gotten married in June. Okay. But it's already over. Absolutely. And what complexion do you think this person was that he married in June? He looked
white.
No.
Black.
It's already over.
Already. Well, I mean, white marriages end quick too. So,
but this is a black guy. I apologize. Let me give you more context. He's a black guy. I went to high school with him. He married a 40-something-year-old black woman, and he married her because he was competing with another black man out of Atlanta who made $300,000 more than he does a year. Okay, she decided to play games with him and said, "Hey, I love you, but I can't stop talking to him." And then he said, well, why don't you stop talking to him? Because it's obviously for the money. She's like, I can't promise that, but I can promise to be faithful and still talk to him. Right? She moved. So he married her. And I didn't know this because had I known it, I'd have told him to run away. But he married her and she left his house twice. She left him twice while they have been married and went to Atlanta. She went to Atlanta to be with that guy. Then she had a change of heart again, all of a sudden came back to Texas. Then after that, she had another change of heart, went back to Atlanta. The guy sent her back up here to come get her stuff and even paid for the divorce. He signed the papers. She ripped up the paper, said, I can't do this. I can't do this. I want to be with you. But then after that, she did a three-peat, decided she wanted to be with the guy again. And then this time he was like, okay, it's for real. My point in telling you this story is that woman being 40 years old doesn't mean anything. She's a child mentally, obviously. Mm-hmm. This woman that he married I asked him, I said, is this girl a child that you're dealing with? Because the way that she could rationalize her behavior is the way a child would rationalize behavior. And that's what you saw on the screen. Her being 40 years old means nothing. Because in her mind, she's still 15.
I bet she had a victim mentality as well, would you say?
Yes, absolutely victim mentality. But I'm talking about the rationalization of doing what you want and not expecting there to be consequence.
Right.
A child rationalizes like that.
Yep.
So would you rather, in your friend's situation, would you rather her be like, listen, man, I love your dick, and this guy can basically take care of me better than you can because he earns more, and hypergamy is a real thing, and I want a certain lifestyle. Are you willing to accept that?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, being honest, yeah.
I'd much rather, just like women yell from the rooftop that they want a man to be honest with them, even though we know that's a lie. Men really do want a woman to be honest with them. And if you tell me straight up that this dude makes $300,000 a year, yes, would I be upset if I truly cared about this woman? Yes, but I'm gonna move on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay, fine, all right. After I've ranted and raved or whatever, just being realistic. If I truly cared about this woman, if I was upset and I ranted and raved, asking why this and why that, then after that, I'll go get something better.
Somebody might ask, why do y'all care? Who are y'all? See, the problem is, and Tony, I was saying this, it's not that a person is an alcoholic. It's not that a person is a dope fiend. It's when their dope fiend or alcoholism harms society, Tony. That woman, listen, by all means, listen, most men like whores. Let's be honest. Most men like whores. Most men, listen, Pornhub wouldn't exist if it wasn't for men. Let's be honest.
There you go. Keep it real.
Again, it's set and setting. If I could speak to that lady, I would say, listen, walk around naked at a strip club. Walk around naked in a red light district. Walk around naked at a nudist beach. But not here where there's order. There's civilization here. That's the problem. There are kids here. You see, the thing is that I don't mind you drinking. When you're drinking and driving and you kill a family, that's when it becomes society's problem.
Yes.
So that's why, Tony. That's why we may appear to be extreme, but we're not. We love society. I love society. Okay. Again, if you're a gangbanger, and Tony, you heard me say this, right, Tony?
Yeah, I did.
Why don't you just kill another gangbanger? Kill another. Listen, if you're in a gang and you want to kill another gang member
because they're not trained.
No, it's not that. And this is what I was saying before I came up. I'm like, yes, we should have appropriate places for certain behaviors. It's like you go to strip club to see that and everything. I get all of that. The problem is these things need to be contained in a location or somewhere. Whether it's you pick a state, everybody go to Georgia, whatever, and you do this in Georgia, this goes down here. Like but it would it would need to be regulated, and nobody likes regulations.
Yes,
it's an impossibility.
Right. Mm-hmm. So that's why the society as a whole is gonna have to either go on a general rule. Like honestly, if it was up to me, I don't mind walking around in a burqa, except maybe when it's cold. I don't know what they do when it's cold, but whatever. But because to me, yes, I want to walk around in a burqa. You know why? I don't have to look good. I just throw on a sheet, walk outside. I'm kind of low maintenance when it comes to like, looking. I don't want to do that high maintenance stuff. I'm very easygoing. I'm like, yo, I don't got time to spend an hour just putting on eyelashes and all this dumb shit. It's either I look good natural or I'm just stay ugly. Whatever. So a burqa would just save a lot of our problems as women, and the guys would actually have to like guess what the fuck is under there. Like they have to guess and actually impress and do other things. And be like, hey, you better hope under the sheet she look like something.
But now, you're. Go ahead.
But the thing about it is, it's not even what the girl looks like underneath, because you got burqas that can make you look good.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen plenty of women that wear burqas and they actually look good in them. Even with the damn face being covered up, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you got a body, you got a body. And if you don't, you don't.
It's the mystique. It's the
mystique. It is the mystique.
It's the mysteriousness of it all.
Look at that.
I can't
you can almost see her wrist, dog. Tell me you don't get excited. Look at the wrist. Look, you can almost see
her
hips.
No, that's not what we talking. That's a fashionable burqa. Listen,
but it's still one though.
That don't count. Listen,
you telling me black people? Hold on, you telling me black people can't make stuff look good? We always do. We are the most artistic people when it comes to fashion and every damn thing else. Come on now, we are emulated throughout the world. Not saying that it's for better, but just we are. We set trends, and then we don't understand how much power we actually do have as black people in this world. That's the problem.
Can I, Blacks? Can I ask you a question? And
go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
I hope I'm asking you the right way.
Yes.
Do you? Okay. So first, let me tell you something. I used to date a prosecutor many years ago, and she had a daughter.
I thought you was about to say a prostitute. Yo.
Me too.
No, but she and one thing I respected about her was she never allowed her daughter to dance. Like I remember one time her daughter was trying to dance. She said, you know better. She never allowed her daughter to dance. And I said, that is really fascinating because I don't have any kids. So the question to you, sir, is, do you allow your daughters to dance?
All right. So all of my daughters have been in dance classes, but never in the kind of dance that we would associate society to be.
Yeah.
For instance, they might do ballet or tap or even modern.
Yeah.
But my daughters currently do Polynesian. Okay. So whenever at the end of the year, they put on a big performance and they are doing Polynesian dance. They put on the hulas, they put on all the garb and everything. And it's a very wholesome means of dancing, nothing revealed, nothing. It's, there are different levels to this, of course, there's adult and then there are children. Okay. But when it comes to, I think I know what you're asking me. Am I allowing them to participate in the disgusting dancing? The ones you see perpetuated on TikTok or anything like that? No. They don't participate. My daughters don't even know what it is.
Or even close to something. Yeah. So
even close to anything like that. No, they don't. Yeah. Their first dance isn't going. Their first go-to dance isn't to shake their behind.
So when we were in high school, junior high school, and I'm pretty sure we're all the same age. Tony, you're 34, but when I was in junior high school, there was something in the mid 90s called the butterfly. Now, back then we didn't think nothing of it, but now that I look at it, the butterfly is a whorish dance. Yeah. And I remember and I know, Tony, you're saying what because it's a part of your DNA to dance and shake your ass, but listen.
That is part of my culture.
No, it's not a part of culture. It's part of it's a part of females. It's part of your DNA. Trust me.
That is true. You gotta be sensual.
Look at it, back at it. That's a very sexual dance, and I can't believe teachers they let the little girls do that back then. Yeah, like nobody said anything. The butterfly.
Or back when we were doing when we were children, they call it twerking now, but in Chicago it was juking. So they would have at the homecoming parties. That's all they would do. They push a boy up against the wall, and just grind on them for however 30 seconds, 40 seconds, whatever. All genitalia to genitalia.
Never.
That was the homecoming dance.
And what grade was this?
This was freshman year through senior year of high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
have you been to Hawaii though? Have you seen their adults?
Look! I already know where you're going.
Jesus,
Uncle Tom. No, I know where Uncle Tom is going, but there are different
levels.
There are different levels, different tribes, and also different dances.
Now,
I don't. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I keep cutting you. I'm sorry.
I'm done. Go ahead.
I don't subscribe to that culture bullshit. Oh, that's African culture. Oh, that's Polynesian. Fuck that. That is no. Stop it. That is sexual initiatory provocative movements.
He's not lying.
And if you look at the cultures that are more sexual in their dancing, look at their societies. The worse the society, I bet you, the more provocative the dancing is.
Yes.
The less the women dress. If you look at the most advanced societies. Look at the superior. Look at German society. Is it fascinating that they don't dance provocatively? Look at their society.
Have you seen a German dance?
You can go get twerked on in Germany, bro.
Okay. No. Hold on for a second. At the clubs, yes, there's provocative dancing, but I'm talking about as their staple part of their culture.
It's just ugly though. They're like dressed from. Never mind. I get your point. Never mind.
Okay.
I talk myself into stupidity.
Look at the superior cultures. Listen, there's no twerking for real in Japan. Look at their culture. Look at China. There's no twerking. Look at China. And maybe there's a correlation with that. I don't know.
True. You got a point.
Well, it's morals. It's superior, and it is a superiority complex as well. Chinese, we talked about the tiger moms. Okay, visage is everything. Okay, I told you that their ultimate goal is to get their children into Ivy League schools, period. Get them over here, get them into Ivy League. Now, when they get over here, they often wild out. Okay, they get a little wild, but they never lose sight of the goal, which is take America for all it's worth, go back to my country and become captains of industry. Make my family proud. But here in America, we're so liberal. We first world problems, baby. We don't stop.
Bro, wholesome.
And I'm telling you,
I told you it was ugly. It is hideous.
Ugly or
but you can't
not.
see up those dresses a little bit, though.
Ugly or not. If ugly or not, is there a correlation between German superiority and other groups of people who dance provocative? Look at the way that's a traditional German dance, and look at their culture. Look what they've done. The Tutsi didn't invent the Autobahn. That's all I gotta say. They didn't invent the Autobahn.
The Hutus
Tutsi never had to move tanks either. Like, what are you talking about?
The majority of the entire world engages in like provocative dancing. Because yes, maybe
show me Jewish women dancing provocatively, Tony. What's the YouTube?
That's like the majority of the world. That's only like one country.
Show us
Tony,
Jewish women dancing provocatively. What's the link?
First off, they control the internet, so I wouldn't be able to find that. Okay.
They control the internet now.
Okay. So
they hide the twerks.
They hide all the negative things about their culture. Now, listen. Look at South America, Brazil, Carnival. They practically run around there nude. That's
they also have the cartel, and it's not safe.
Just like, and again,
that's what he's saying. That's exactly what he's saying.
Question. Look at Brazil.
You just made his point.
It's a shithole. The people are absolutely violent.
Virgin Islands, West Indies,
Jamaica,
all
Haiti,
South
all
America,
these places, they're all crap.
They all do some form of carnival, and they all dress provocatively, half naked, completely naked, titties out, ass out.
But y'all love us as wives, though. I don't get it.
We don't love that as wives.
I don't love whores as wives.
Let me tell you, I already told you that a man will have sex with a pillow. A man will have. I already said that. I conceded that point. But we will never.
I did say Pamela knows me best.
We will never marry that. Period.
That is 100% true.
I don't want to marry a whore. Sex with it if it's available. People, I told my mom this today. She's like, "Why do men like women who look like that?" Then I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Oh, women wouldn't dress that way. Women wouldn't dress that way if men didn't like it." I said, "No, women wouldn't dress that way if women didn't like it."
ACT.
Can I ask a question?
I would say something about that. If they had some grade A knockers on them girls, ooh wee.
Now, can I
throw a little?
Go ahead, ask the question.
In the background on that and get it on.
I want to ask a serious question. Now, you mentioned the Hawaiians, and I'm pretty sure you're talking about the traditional culture there.
Yes.
With the Hawaiians, with the blacks in Africa, would these groups of people have invented that type of dancing on their own? These groups of people. Hell no.
Yes.
No.
I didn't get the question.
I have argued this for years.
I didn't get that question. You gotta explain that one to me.
Would African tribal groups have invented that type of German folk dancing?
The German folk dancing.
No.
You don't go from throwing it back to being boring, CT.
Because their culture, because African
throwing it back, bro.
Because African culture has been sexual since the beginning of time. Instead of building and constructing, they were too busy dancing. And what that woman at that restaurant did, I'm telling you, she may be an African American, but that shit is in her DNA. And I'm telling you, walking around nude and naked has always been a part of African culture.
Well, and to go along with your
and you can't build shit if you're naked.
Well, you got to think about it.
There are African countries that
1872, they wore like 17 layers of clothes in the hot ass heat.
Because they were westernized, though, Uncle Tom. If the African was not westernized, they will be running around naked. Yes, that is the honest to God.
That's the best way to be. I mean,
see, listen to her. Listen to her. You heard it.
Like,
he said that's the best way to be.
Listen, it's freeing.
Naked. Tony, can I ask you a question? What can you build if you're naked? Can you build a skyscraper if you're naked?
Yeah, you can.
They won't even let you on a construction site with shorts on. I tried.
Tony, think about this, Tony.
I know. I'm not building nothing, first of all. I'm talking.
Okay, Tony. If a society is naked, what can they build?
Babies.
And that's what I've been arguing for 20 years about when I was in African studies. The reason why Africans didn't really build shit because they were fucking naked.
Look at the Wathaurong. Look.
They built families in Australia.
They built families.
Look at the Wathaurong.
Go ahead. Let's
look at the Wathaurong in Australia. Yeah. Look at the Aborigines there. Look at the Amazonian tribes. All of them. The reclusive Amazonian tribes, all of them are butt-ass naked, and they have not built anything.
And they're happy, and they don't have these first world problems. They like a simple life.
I'm giving up. I'm stopping. I'm not gonna fight you.
Listen, man. See, that's the problem with y'all. Y'all don't know what it's like.
Can I say this real quick?
You can't get a grip on them.
Right. Can I say this real quick, Tony? Don't you understand that clothes are one of the earliest forms of technology? And I'm telling you, what that lady did, in my opinion, it's symbolic of destruction. Like I'm destroying.
You know
order.
why they don't wear clothes in Africa, CT? It's the environment. If they lived in freaking UK and England, of course they're not walking around with no damn bikinis on.
Okay, let me. Okay, Tony. Okay, Tony. Can I ask you a question?
Climate.
Okay, Tony. Let me ask you a question, then, Tony. Well, why did the Arabs wear clothes in their hot ass environment? Why did the Mediterranean?
The religion.
I was just about to go there.
Tony, why did? Okay, Tony. Let me ask you a question.
Stop giving an excuse for bad behavior.
Tony, how come Mediterranean whites didn't wear it? How come Greeks, Italians, how come they wore clothes?
They wore togas. What are you talking about? So they could get easy.
1,000 years ago.
Tony, if you can build
and
stuff
they only
naked,
wore.
How come in Africa they don't have underground cities because it's hot? So the smart thing to do would be to build like an elaborate underground city so you could be naked and not hot.
What?
Right?
Then you no.
Because I mean, they could have at least dug down. Because like you don't need.
That's what happened with. That's what happened with New York City, and they're a shithole of rats. Okay, other things, other animals bury under.
That's a fact.
So
New York
that's
is a
not gonna
shithole.
work.
Underneath and above ground. It don't matter which part of New York it is. It's trash.
Tony, I could argue and say that lady is basically saying fuck first world society, fuck the order here, fuck the infrastructure. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm telling you, that lady would prefer to live like it's primitive, ancient, biblical times. If
No,
need be.
we're not. Listen, I don't
doing.
condone what that lady did because we're in a civilized first world country. We cannot conduct ourselves in that way. But if I lived 500 years ago in Africa,
you would be dead.
What? Why would I be dead?
Why would you be dead? Why would you be
Tony, keep it real.
What?
Keep it real. Would you punch her in the titty?
I would definitely punch her in the titty.
Yes.
I would
See,
definitely
that's
punch her in the titty.
Yeah.
That's why that's how you get a fat
I
bitch
said-
down. Okay,
You'd
punch
be
them. That's how
dead because
That's how
of
you knock out a
disease.
fat bitch. You punch them in the titties. And since I don't have that problem, okay, I move faster than them anyway. So by the time she get ready to come and get me and recover, I'm behind my husband and we fucking her up. Okay, together. You
That's why I
gotta
like
know
Tony. She a
You would be
gangster.
dead 500 years ago because if disease didn't take you first, the Dahomey would. Right?
He said the
Oh, and I
homie
was
would.
gonna
Oh my
say,
God.
CT, in the
Yo.
Eritrean culture and Ethiopian culture, they have a native dance that is not provocative. And
It
doesn't
is
have
provocative.
No,
It
it's
is
not.
provocative.
It's all they're doing is moving their
Pull
hair.
it up, CP.
Okay,
Put
okay,
it
hold
up.
on.
Pull it up.
Can I ask Tony a question real quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tony, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Name me. Okay, hold on. And I'm being serious. Name me the skyscraper in Eritrea right now. Exactly. Go ahead, Tony.
Why are we so set on skyscrapers? First,
Because you can't
Because
build stuff naked.
it's infrastructure. It's infrastructure.
Listen, if
Wait,
you
That's
wait,
have
what it is.
infrastructure doesn't mean a
And
skyscraper. It can mean a
modernization.
plumbing system.
Listen, infrastructure and modernization of a society. That's what it represents.
Name me
Sandra,
a
what's the
build.
plumber?
Tony, name me. Okay, Tony. Let me ask you a question. Okay. Name. Okay, just guess the tallest building in Eritrea right now. How many stories do you think it is?
I've never been, and I don't even
No, just
know.
guess. No, seriously, just guess. Just guess.
It's three stories.
Nah, you get about 7, 8, and that's the reason. So all that dancing and primitive shit means absolutely nothing. They didn't build anything there. It's a shithole. I have Eritrean friends, and I always tell them it's a shithole.
Why do you think Indian nations are the way that they are right now in America? Destitute.
Indian nation or Native American?
No, Indian nations. They don't call themselves Native Americans.
Oh, okay.
Choctaw, Chickasaw, Sioux,
Seminoles and all them.
Chickasha, Choctaw.
The reason
Seminole.
why they're so destitute currently is because they were a Stone Age culture, and everybody says, yeah, they
They
wanted
didn't
to
even
be
have the
simple.
wheel.
Everybody says they wanted to be, they wanted to be one with the land. That's bullshit.
They didn't domesticate the horse either.
Yeah, they didn't domesticate the horse. That's all crap, man. My point is that Those who do not evolve, those who do not grow, will be summarily stamped out. Period. So
if
all
you
the
can't protect your
dancing,
land, it is not yours.
all the dancing, all the moonwalking, all that garbage, that means nothing.
If you don't have
Man,
air
come on.
That
Ain't
shit.
nothing
Look
about
at that shit right there. Oh,
that
God.
is so boring.
And that's okay, and that's the reason why
That's why they
those
thrive.
boring people built the
Look, if you
Audubon, built the space program and all that shit because their dancing is boring.
Tony, their dancing is boring, but they had to innovate all this other stuff that we have now, like air conditioning, to get their women to throw it back. Okay, like it's a roundabout way to get stuff done, but we got here, all right.
And like I said, with that man, instead of recording that bimbo of a woman, that man should have been building. Go ahead.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, Double Brewski, welcome to the chat, man. Hey, look, you have been getting it hard,
I guess.
in them comments, dude. Go ahead and let me know what you think.
I guess.
I'm sorry. Mostly the only reason I jumped in here is because I have never met and I wanted to introduce myself to the time traveler Reckless Ray from the 1970s. I want to come and say hello.
Sandra, are you still there?
I'm missing you, bro. I knew it was coming.
Do a little dance. Make a little love.
Dude, I haven't seen you actually jump on since like the very first time I actually heard about this channel and come on. So I want to say, hey, thanks for coming on, and I want to give you a little shit about your bowling league costume that you got running on.
Dude,
God damn, you over here clowning.
To get them to throw it back. Air conditioning.
Real quick, guys. Real quick. The tallest building in Ethiopia is called the Ethiopian Insurance Building. Okay?
You really Googled it.
129 feet high. That's pitiful.
Oh, Jesus.
That is absolutely pitiful.
Are we judging civilizations by height of buildings?
No, we're judging civilizations by provocative dancing in correlation to their civilization. Go ahead.
I'm still here. It's very interesting to hear you all young people talk. So I'm just listening. It's very interesting.
Go ahead, Sandra. You got the floor. What's interesting?
I feel like the way you all talk is hope for America. Y'all, CT with your long stories and Black who identify with his dictionary brain and the porch section with his nonchalant attitude. I mean, it's great. I love hearing y'all talk.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I apologize, Miss Sandra, for my lewd behavior. I'm just trying to give some counter arguments to the rest of the panel because
I mean, you fine. I mean, you like you have common sense.
9.
Tony just wants to be naked and pregnant.
9
and building skyscrapers.
9 stories. That's the tallest. I bet you they shit in the hole too.
RDT goes as 129 foot mud.
Got 9 stories naked. Like, is that the highest you can go with no clothes on?
CT,
Listen,
you said
man.
instead of him filming, he should have been building. Is that what you said?
I said he should have been building.
Instead of him.
You be pouring concrete instead of watching that waddle in front of you, man.
Hey,
next time I go on Instagram, I'm going to think of that.
So, here goes a tragedy. Double Brewski, unfortunately, sir, if you would have had your white ass at that black establishment, sir, and you would have looked at her the wrong way, they probably would have tried to fight you, sir. And that's the tragedy of it. Don't you see how sick that fit is?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so I joined a little late and I had to Google that video and watch it separately. Holy crap.
Double Brewski, did you see
The real tragedy is the floor. The damage that was done to that floor from her working on it.
Double Brewski, did you notice
He had them yams though.
Did you notice the white customers dare not look at her?
GMO yams. GMO yams. Those are not natural.
Call it what you want. Them shits was plumped up. Okay.
I got a second that. I got a second.
Them shit was.
Listen, I'm sorry.
Listen, to be honest with you, my wife was like, "God damn, I know."
All y'all are part of the problem.
I know.
Right now.
Thank you.
Now, Black, you notice what she said. She said,
how many y'all subscribe to her OnlyFans while you at it?
I'm not subscribing to no other female. Thank
you, Bob, for being honest.
Free on YouTube, bro. What are you talking about?
Like even my wife admitted. Looking at them. Even my wife admitted
she
had
go off the plane, but you know.
Hold on, let Black talk.
Hey,
I said even my wife admitted that she had a nice body, and that's not the argument. The argument is,
and she did.
Is that she's going in there and in the place that she's going in, and completely disrespecting a black person's place of business, even though they're saying that we're supposed to, all the powers that be are supposed to say we're supposed to be propping up black businesses, right?
See, besides that,
she disrespected a black business. She disrespected a black business just because he had standards. That's the bad part.
Speaking exactly, that's my point. I'm saying it's completely antithetical to the point, to the movement that they portray, that they purport. They say that that's what they want, but it isn't what they want at all.
They want yams.
Okay.
Speaking of disrespect, was there a blind customer standing off the side when she walked in? Goes, "You guys selling tuna casserole now?"
Oh my God. I would argue that she probably smelled really good. No.
You know what my observation, guys, from that video
Tony.
again? Like, I know after looking at it, I guess the feminine woman inside, like in me, I noticed. I was like, you know what? First off, she's so big and heavy that she had to wear sneakers. She couldn't even wear like a stiletto. That lets you know that she can't. She's too heavy for what the heck she's walking around with, and it's GMO. Because real women that are sexy know how to strut in a heel. That's just me. So she had on socks and Jordans.
You're not lying, but we do.
Damn, that sounded like some.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You are sexist with that one, okay?
I don't care. That's one thing you know.
She wanted flat bottoms instead of high heels, and she
yes, that's right. She don't know how to strut properly. That's too much.
You see how women do it? You see how women do it? Oh,
Tony. Oh, guys, Blacks. How about this one? How about this one for you, Blacks? What did you think? And thank you so much for hosting, Blacks. Blacks, what did you think about the black woman in Georgia that was at that redneck bar? Did you hear about that?
No.
What are you talking about?
Oh, really? Okay, so there was some little town outside of Atlanta, and I guess the black chick, I don't know, she got into an argument in there over some music, and they pretty much were telling her, "Why are you at a white bar?" and blah blah blah. She said, "I could be where I want to be. I'm spending my money at this white bar." Blah blah blah. You guys didn't see that, huh? Let me bring it up real quick.
No, go ahead and play it.
Yeah, let me bring it up. Give me a second.
While he's bringing that up, guys, thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe and get the likes up. Subscribe. Also, give to the Cash App. We need coffee. Okay, we need the tips in the coffee jar. We need water. We need curl and wave cream.
Singing lessons for CT.
Say again.
Singing lessons for CT.
Yeah, singing lessons for CT. We need beeswax for Uncle Tom's dreads.
Loincloths for when you start building that 10-story skyscraper.
Yeah, we need mud huts for Tony B's nakedness.
To me, you are not talking to me. No, you're not. You are not talking to me. So come with it. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna box my food and I'm gonna finish my food and then I'll leave. That's okay with me, baby. I got a lot of money in my account. I asked her to turn it down and she got snappy with me and she just threw a whole box at me. I come up here and I play pool all the time. So all the time. She did just throw that box at me, sir. Period. I'm in a white place like this because I came up here to play pool. This is the only place with a pool table in the vicinity. So that's what I'm doing in a white place. That's what I'm doing in a white place. That's what I'm doing in a white place. That's what I'm doing in a goddamn white place. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. But guess what? Because I can come out and spend my money how I want to. You taking our comment very offensive. Fuck you.
Blacks,
Can I ask you a question?
Blacks, what are your thoughts on that?
Can I ask, is this a 1960s Jim Crow sit-in?
According to Reckless Slay's caller, it is.
So I'm not understanding why she divested into 1960s sit-in black diner tactics. Why
Blacks, what are you talking about?
Why did she do that? Because in the 60s, what they did was go and have sit-ins, and were nonviolent and would respond, but some would still respond in that manner. So I'm saying, why is she there? And why is she coming in there and causing a scene and acting crazy? What did they say to her?
That's the problem. That's exactly what I took from the clip, in which all of you all should all learn from these moments on social media or whatever. We need full context to what led up to this, not just a highlighted moment that we're seeing that's going viral. So she said she came in there to play pool, because it's the only place where you can play pool. I guess, I don't know, where in Georgia, there's some rural areas in Georgia. Everywhere is not Atlanta, y'all, so she wanted to play pool. Now, I don't know what led up to that point, but I mean, so I'm giving some benefit of the doubt. And if they said to her, you shouldn't even be here or some shit like that, then that would cause her to become emotional. We already know that race is so sensitive for us.
I know exactly what happened. Now, let's be honest. I've been going to Atlanta since 1996.
Freak
Nick?
Yeah, when I was 12, right? Mr. Moore, the guy my teacher I was talking about, he took us all down there for a couple of times. Now, Atlanta is a very unique city. I liken it to Babylon. It's hell. It's super capitalistic entertainment. It's a place of debauchery. Outside of Atlanta, you don't have that type of culture. You don't have blacks and pretty much LGBT running the show. Some of those towns are very rural and they have old cultures there. I believe she went into that bar thinking that she was in Atlanta. I think she went in there being obnoxious, being black girl magic, and they reminded her, yo, take your ass to Atlanta. And I think that she probably started hurling racial words first. Like, oh, what do you mean take my ass to Atlanta? What the fuck, we all whites? And I think, well, yeah, you're blackie. Yeah, and I think that's what happened. Those people in there definitely probably prejudiced, but to a degree, that's their culture. So you're not in Atlanta, because if those very same whites, those types of whites, had went into a bar in Midtown Atlanta, they would get treated like shit by the blacks there. Let's be completely honest. So she went in there again, probably being loud, telling they're probably playing Garth Brooks. She's like, oh, I don't want to listen to Garth Brooks. Play some fucking rap. And they're like, no, you black ass. No, we're playing Garth Brooks, or whatever white people, those types of whites listen to. I believe that's what happened. And my thing is this: we are the only group of people that will continue to do business with people who don't like us or where it's bad service. Fuck that. I'm like, man, fuck your wings. Fuck this bar. I'm out of here.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's not illegal to throw insults.
Yeah.
Or to tell somebody that you shouldn't be here.
Yeah. But blacks, let's be completely honest.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to hang out in Atlanta because she knows that a black bitch in Atlanta will ragdoll her ass with that mouth. Let's be completely honest. So she's around those whiteys like, oh, okay, these whites ain't gonna do nothing to me. And like I said, and that's another thing with blacks too, what we do. See, that black woman who was walking naked in that establishment, she probably cased the place out like, yeah, they ain't gonna do shit to me. But she probably wouldn't do that to another type of establishment or something. Yeah.
Because what do you think Walmart would have done to her had she walked in there that way?
I don't know about. I mean, Walmart. That's probably like normal shit at Walmart. I mean,
just what do you think would have happened? I really want to know.
They'd have probably tackled her, got her up out of there.
I imagine it depends on which Walmart she walked in and what area, because there are probably different scenarios where in certain areas where you got more rednecks and certain areas where you got more, affluent white folk, you're probably going to get a different response from different areas of the country, I think.
Okay, all right. Same question, but Target.
Oh, they'd have kicked their ass out of there.
Nope. They'd have let her stay because Target's one of the places that promotes the transgender bathrooms. They're one of the places like, oh, it's all inclusive and everything is fine, regardless of your gender identity. And so I guarantee Target be like, oh, yeah, you can do whatever you want in here. We don't care. We're lucky to have people come shopping with us, what with Walmart taking all our business.
If I would have been those whites in there, I would have called her every nigga in the book. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. Because enough's enough. Enough's enough.
Agree.
You don't run shit. You don't own shit. Go ahead, guys.
No, if I could say something, what Tony said I think was good. You don't know what happened beforehand, but something tells me that she went in there with an attitude. Exactly. I'm sorry. Even with the most racist white person you can imagine, if there's a black woman involved, I tend to lean and think, what did the black woman do first?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
So we don't get the benefit of the doubt anymore.
Tony, I've seen too many examples of black women just being unnecessarily combative when it's not necessary at all. I mean, at all. I mean, how do you go from this to you hate black people or racism? And it always seems like a damn black person or damn black woman that starts it. I bet those white boys are sitting in there minding their own business. Even if they didn't want her around, I doubt they would say anything. I just don't see them doing that.
In fact,
she's gone there before. She's gone there before, Bob. That's what she said. She said, I come here all the time to play pool. All I asked this bitch to do was turn down the radio. And I bet you that's what happened. Listen, I'm going to cut you up, Bob. I'm sorry. But I'm telling you, she went in there. Why y'all playing this music? Y'all need to turn this music. And that's what happened. And those white boys probably said, damn, bitch, didn't you hear us listen to the music? And she's like, what you call me? That's Bob. You hit it right on the nail, Bob.
I bet they didn't even, I can imagine her calling them white first or using the racial language first. I'm sorry, Tony. I'm sorry. I've just been bludgeoned to death by black female.
I hear you. I can't even argue.
And Tony's been bludgeoned to death by it too. She knows. Haven't you?
I mean, I know there's some racist white guys around where I live, but they just don't cause trouble.
But that's the reason what I can't stand about a lot of the stuff now, because now when there's a situation that is probably a racist situation, it's so many incidents that are just probably not truly indeed racist at all, that's being blown out of proportion. And now when there's a real issue, it's going to be ignored. And that's what I hate. And I'm you guys are right. But then it's like now that is the black woman's image is not positive anymore. And then there was a time where the black male image wasn't positive. So I understand this is our go around. And I see that. And I'm just now saying now I feel like I said this before, like I have to be the complete opposite of everything that the stereotype says, just so that I don't be associated with the ethnic image that comes with being a black woman in society right now. Because even if I'm smart and intelligent and I'm getting to a career and I'm in a leadership position, now there's a stigma about black women in leadership. You see, it's like we can't do anything right.
You shouldn't be in. See, the problem is you shouldn't be in.
Before you then he rolls out.
You should lead your children. You should be the leader of your household, your children.
But I'd like to throw a scenario out here. In addition to what you're saying, I'd like to throw out a little scenario out here. So about a year ago, there was a police officer in my hometown that he actually was apparently stealing fentanyl and drugs out of the evidence locker. And he, on duty, crashed his cruiser, fell asleep behind the wheel and crashed his cruiser because he was high on fentanyl. So the day that happened, my best friend, who's white, came in and he was telling me about it. So, hey, did you hear about Officer so-and-so? And I'm like, no. And he goes, yeah, apparently he was stealing drugs out of the evidence locker and he crashed his cruiser while he was on duty, and he got arrested, and of course he was embarrassed and fired from his job. And he goes, I remember that officer because he pulled me over so many times, and that guy was the biggest asshole I ever dealt with. Okay, this is my white friend telling me this. About 4 hours later, there's a young black man that comes into my gun shop. Nicest guy you'd ever meet. Well-spoken. He actually reminds me of CT a bit. Well-spoken, very well-to-do, good, holds a good job. He just actually had a kid. Super nice guy. One of the nicest guys you'd ever meet. And he comes into my shop and he's all, hey, did you hear about this police officer that just crashed his cruiser? And I'm like, yeah, actually, I just heard about that this morning. And he goes, that guy pulled me over so many times. He's the most racist son of a bitch I've ever met. Now, I thought about this and I didn't challenge this guy on it because I didn't want to start any shit because, I didn't want to create any controversy. But the thought that popped up in my head was, I've got this white guy, my best friend, telling me that cop pulled him over more times than any other police officer and was an asshole to him every time, even though my friend has like zero criminal record. Then 4 hours later, I have a young black man telling me that this same police officer pulled him over a bunch of times and was the biggest racist he ever met. Now, I wanted to throw this out there. I wanted to ask the guy so bad. Did he say anything that was overtly racist, or was he just being an asshole to you and you perceived it as racism because of his treatment of you? I wanted to throw that out for the panel. It's like, have you ever dealt with a police officer or another white guy who was treating you like crap? And did he say anything overtly racist, or was he just being an a-hole and you perceived it as racism?
I'll take that one. The last time I was pulled over by a white dude, older white dude with a beard, and he was just a dick cop. And it's funny you mention that because I was asking myself, am I leaning towards this because I'm not looking for race or don't want to look at race? Am I trying to like trick myself? But when I thought about it, I was like, no, this guy's just a dick. This guy was a dick. Now, he turned out he just gave me a warning. But his attitude and the way he talked to me, I'm like, man, I mean, somebody is banging your wife or something, man. I didn't feel a racial vibe. I felt like this is just a dick cop.
He was just upset.
Yeah. He could have had a bad stop before yours, too.
Double Ruski, firstly, you were wise not to engage that young black man in that conversation. It would have divested into debauchery very quickly, firstly. Secondly, when it came to your question, my experience was in Chicago, I never got stopped by white police officers. It was always black police officers, and they were always racially profiling me. I mean, and it isn't wrong to racially profile someone, especially when said race is the one committing all those crimes in the neighborhoods I was riding through. But that's who it was, and I still get friends and brothers of mine who will lie and say, I experienced, it was the white people. No. It was the black police officers, and they were the ones cracking skulls and the ones dragging you out of the car if any of that happened. So, yeah. But, it hasn't been my experience to have a white police officer just be a complete dick and asshole to me. And if I did get stopped by a white police officer at all in Texas, which is, I can count on my hands how many times that's been.
Probably cool.
They're pretty cool, and it was always my fault. I was speeding or something like that.
Fair enough.
If I could take that, hold on, right? One of the things people ask me in my industry, do you experience racism? I said no. I mean, we just don't have that. But I tell people the one thing I'm scared of is that I'm doing something wrong and nobody's telling me I'm doing something wrong because you're scared. I'm going to say you're racist or I'll file a complaint.
Keep it real. Keep it real, Bob. Niggas can't fly.
Well, I'm 19% European. So, I think I'll be okay.
So I got to ask you, Bob, you're a pilot, correct?
Yes.
What do you call a black man who flies a plane?
I know the answer is
a pilot, you freaking racist.
Yeah.
That's a stupid.
You always have these dad jokes, but no kids.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Sorry. I got nobody else to tell him.
Reckless, you are a fool, man.
What?
Oh, my God. Oh my god.
That's
I just
funny.
saw it in the back jet. Yeah. The other, I go to the 81% has a difficult time showing up to work on time. That clock, man, I get there, man. That clock is like, I'm like 10 seconds before I'm late.
So I
Dang.
managed to do it.
It's like
I want
in
to tell
our
you guys.
genes.
I had a Hispanic coworker. He was my manager for about 15 years, and he was punctual to the letter. And I got my ass chewed one time. You know, I'd show up a little late or like right on time under his watch. But I showed up one time. We're supposed to get to work at 9:00, and we opened the shop at 9:30. I showed up at 9:00 and like 24 seconds, and he started chewing me out. You're late. I'm like, come again? And I'm pointing to the clock. It's like, it's 9:00. And he goes, well, yeah, but it's 24 seconds after. And I said, well, you don't. And I stood my ground. I said, well, you don't understand how a clock works, because there's this whole span of 59.99999999999 seconds where it's still 9:00. Now, if you told me I had to be here at 9:00.01, okay, I'll make that happen every day of the week for you, sir. I will make that happen. But until then, 9:00 is when I got here, whether it's 14 seconds after, whether it's 32 seconds after, whether it's 57 seconds after, I don't care. It's still 9:00. And he goes,
really get on you because
okay.
you were
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. And he and I went round and round over this. But yeah, I stood my ground and he respected me for it. So hey, all the better.
Listen, I'm just gonna be honest. I've never been on time to anybody's job.
Oh, no.
I hate going in anywhere. That's why I think I need a job where I work from home. And I think I'll still be late to that. Buzzing on my
God.
There's something about that clock. I'm like, I wait to the last minute to just get the gumption and be like, oh, okay, I gotta do this shit.
Listen,
I just
y'all should adopt the military way. If you're 10 minutes late, I mean, if you get there 10 minutes prior, that means you're late.
Yep.
You know what I'm
yes, we know, but this is what I had to set. If it wasn't for my cell phone, I might be on time in life because I set all the clocks back 10 minutes just so I could get out the house in time. And I still, even my husband, he's like, listen, man, like,
I thought women matured more quicker than men did.
It's not about. Listen. This
I
is
remember
why
that as a kid.
No,
They said
it's not
women
about
mature
maturity.
faster than kids. I mean, faster than boys. I remember that clearly.
I don't want to do
when
it.
it comes to when it comes to everything, women got to do some extraordinary shit besides just get the hell up and go out the goddamn door.
Oh man,
I don't want to get out the door. I don't want to get out there.
Get your ass up.
So,
wake up.
I'm not
going to tell myself a little bit. It takes me forever to get ready for work.
That's because you got long hair.
I got this. And this here.
Hey, let me cut that off and sell it.
No,
He's over here being the last samurai, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, that was really about a black dude, right?
Oh yeah, I mean,
the story behind it. The story behind it was a black dude.
It's got the best joke about the Last Samurai. If you haven't seen the Chappelle Show, but because of giant ponytail, I have to deal with that every day, and it is a royal pain. So I'm about as bad as a woman when it comes to getting shit done and getting out the door fast.
I get up, I do this, I go to work.
And you're always on time?
Listen, I'm the first one in the dough.
That's me too,
man. No.
Punctuality is necessary.
Listen,
I literally set up everything for everyone to come in and be like, I need this picked, I need this pulled, I need this, I need this, I need this. And then I go into my 17,000 meetings, which suck.
I'm 5 to 15 minutes late every day. But now I'm part owner of the company.
Yes,
so
that's me, dude, Brewski. Like if I
was late today. I was an hour late today.
Tony,
I wasn't late, but I was an hour outside of my normal time because I don't have a set time to go in. I just got to be in between the hours of 9 and 5. So I go in so I leave my house at 5:30. I get there by 6. So no one else is in there by 6. Usually I'm
5:30 in the morning.
5:15. Yeah.
And you only gotta stay there. Wait. Wait. You
I
don't
work
have
8
to
hours.
report to 9 o'clock. You don't have to be there till 9 o'clock, right?
No,
Is that
that's
what you
the
said?
latest you can. That's the latest you can come in and get a full day. Get a full day of work.
I'm coming at 9:05.
Well,
Just
see, the good thing about my job is they're pretty flexible. I can flex. Like if I miss a day, right, I got 2 weeks to make up that day that I missed.
see, that's the type of job I need, though. See, let me tell you something, because y'all
The
know I wasn't.
flexibility is key where I work at. Jeez,
Everything needs to be flexible because I don't want to get the pressure of being there on time alone stresses me. Okay. So, and then when I wake up too early, I feel like I wasted my time if I'm there too early. I tried it. Like I had to report to work, which is a school, at 7. And I was just like, okay, I get there at 6:50. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I had 10 extra minutes. I could have went to Starbucks. I find other shit to soak up the time. And it really wasn't until my last principal or whatever. It's always every time I get a woman principal, me and them always square up. Like I'm like, look here,
alphas.
I'm
I
dead
wonder why.
serious.
They
Dead
always
fucking serious.
square up.
This
Wow.
bitch, she was like standing by the gate and she had a freaking notebook about my time. And she's like, well, why are you always late? I said, because I have a kid to drop off. Do you know what that's like? Because she didn't have a kid. See, but my male leadership position, guys, I just like, oh my God, like my son was sick today. So they're like, oh, it's okay, Miss. It's okay, Tony. It's okay. Don't worry. So like, listen, I will work under a male boss any freaking day, any day. But these females, we always have a problem and we always in meetings and I let them know exactly. It's just a different level.
I've heard that.
Well,
Terrible person.
I only work with dudes, and the dude I work with might as well be a female. But he's a good dude. He's just a pushover, I think. And I guess it's the position that he's in. He's dealing with a whole bunch of professionals. He doesn't have to be riding our ass because he don't even tell us what to do. We just go in and do our job without really talking
Dang, that's
to him.
good. Y'all are trained.
And the only time we actually talk is when we are in a meeting. He needs to tell us like the upcomings of the company. It's just pretty much what it is. Other than that, we barely talk to him. But he comes and talks to me because he wants me to do stuff because he knows I like tedious things to do. I'm a tedious worker. Like I do all the tedious tasks of going through a whole bunch of dumb crap.
You're crazy.
I like getting my work done and then being left alone.
That's what my tedious task allows me to do.
Yeah,
So
and I like
to tell just a brief. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I like to get to work at least an hour early, either work or wherever else I have to go. You can ask my son when we play baseball. I gotta be the first one there. If I'm not the first one there, I'm doing something wrong. It's just me,
I used to
man.
be that way.
Anywhere I go, I gotta be either the first one there.
Because y'all military, I'm just convinced.
No, I was that way before I joined the military, but that's why the military.
I wasn't.
I was that way before the military.
When I turned like 38 years old, 38, 39, I was just like, why am I always here early?
Yes.
30 minutes early.
Pops, you're right. Early morning
10,
boosts do take a
15
long
minutes
time.
early is good enough for me. Listen, when they stop saying, hey, we ain't giving you overtime, because listen, I used to come in at 4 o'clock in the morning before anyone gets there. And then I would leave like at 4 o'clock maybe. And they stopped paying overtime. I was like, oh hell no. Oh no. We don't play those games. And if you take my overtime away, I'm not coming in. But they stopped paying that. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come in about 15 minutes early. That's about as much you're gonna get. Because there's no actual shift change or anything with us. We're just there. We there to do our job and then we go home. We work our 8 hours and then we go home.
Government employees, man.
Yeah.
The salary working is just exactly what it is. Like if I don't get overtime at all either. So I'm like, fuck this. I'm when I'm supposed to be there.
Okay. So the people that pull stuff in the warehouse that I can't do nothing. Like I can't lift a pallet jack, forklift, even get a buggy and pull it down a aisle or anything. I can't do any of that. They get overtime. Their overtime is way better than mine, except for I just get paid more. That's the only thing different is I get paid more and I get straight time. I don't get the time and a half.
Yeah, because your salary.
Yeah. I'm on salary too, so like I get a 3-day weekend. I relish it because I don't have to make up those hours like my other employees do. But at the same time, there are times where I have to stay 3 to 4 hours later to get crap done, ship stuff off or whatever. And it's, it is what it is. I make up those hours one way or another, but salary's good, but it's also bad.
Yes, sir. I agree with you.
Yes.
So I'd like to tell I just want to tell like a brief story. Today, I couldn't believe this. I show up to work and my female coworker, she's pretty much the only female coworker I have aside from the boss's wife. She's super nice and everything, but I get to work and she goes, "Can I ask you a sexist question?" And I'm like, "Sure." And she goes, "Why is it that men never put stuff back where it goes?" I'm like, "Well, what do you mean? What are you talking about?" And I thought she was mad at me for something that I did, like I didn't put something back or my coworker didn't put something back. She goes, "My husband gets up from the dinner table and he never pushes his chair back. I always have to come behind him and push the chair back to the table. Why is it men do that?" And I looked at her and I said, "Well, not all men do that." I said, I couldn't resist the joke. I said, "Well, not all men do that. Gay men are always pushing each other's stool in."
Oh my
God. Why are you like this, Double Brewski? Why are you like this?
Where do you get this?
I could not help it.
Oh.
Are you like sitting over there Googling dad jokes?
That was dad joke gold.
I'm sorry. No,
that was a good one,
morning. I was busting up laughing. I couldn't help it. I just had to do that, and I figured I'd share it with you guys because we had a good laugh.
Oh my God, that was.
Somebody give this man a baby or something. He needs to be an official dad, at this point.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, I just had to share it. I'm sorry, I got nobody else to tell it to.
But that is a real thing. Why the hell don't y'all put stuff back? Like,
that's a lie. We put the things back all the time. When we have to fix the car, we got to put the nuts and bolts back.
Yeah,
so that you can drive it.
Mm-hmm. That's something that you want to do, but we're talking about.
We don't want to do it. Please, no one do that. If the wheel fall off while you're driving, it's my fault. So
exactly, we don't want to do that. That's just something
it's a must that we do it. That's
exactly.
all.
The inverse of the question is, why do women always want to put shit in a box and shove it in the basement? Because it's a mess and they put it in a box and shove it out of sight. Why do women always want to do that?
Because you never know when you might need something out that box.
Why is a woman's car always dirty? You want to talk about cleanliness? Let's talk about the dirtiness of a woman's car.
We have kids in there that always want snacks.
Oh my God, there's always an excuse.
Yes, there is.
To the brim of junk and shit,
bullshit, and all kind of nastiness.
Listen, we always have to have something from the kids, whether it's a toy that they love and they have a withdrawal. It's issues about. They like all the snacks.
Why don't you put it in one of the thousands of bags that you have?
Well, see, here's the difference with me. I don't like having baggage. Okay, so
you don't have a what if bag? Oh, you're crazy.
I have one bag that covers everything. That's it. I'm not having. Yeah, my one bag is the what if bag. Whatever is in there
where the gum tastes like patchouli oil and whatever other perfume you had in there.
Petroleum.
And yeah. And you know what? I miss that mom purse gum.
Yeah.
My mom always has gum.
I miss that. Yeah. It always tastes like her perfume. I miss it.
That or spearmint gum. It always smells like spearmint gum. One of those two.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, a bit of admin. Guys, thank you for tuning in to CT Reacts. Please like and subscribe. Please leave a tip in the tip jar and continue watching. We're going to be on here for, I'd say, a good 20 more minutes before we bring this thing to a close. All right, continue, guys.
And gal.
Oh, I'm sorry. And naked gal who wants to run around naked.
Why is it that you guys don't like hedonism at all? Like, I just think that
I don't mind it. I just have kids.
It's not that we don't like hedonism.
It's time and the place. It's time and the place.
Exactly. Yeah, like skyscrapers and air conditioning. I mean, I don't understand why we can't have both.
Yeah, that's a true statement there.
So none of y'all been to like a nudist beach or anything?
Yeah, they don't have skyscrapers there either.
Girl I dated that I went to Burning Man with, she got me to go naked at one point, and it's like, you know what? You
didn't like it?
I'm overweight. If I had the body for it, like if I was sculpted, like when I was younger, absolutely, I wouldn't care. But it's like, man,
nobody cares. No, they don't. It's always old people there.
It's always old people
Dude,
there.
and
You just
always,
people
you must have
hang
been
out,
in a
bro.
Grecian god body so that you can conquer those old people.
Listen,
they
what you need to do,
shit.
Double Bruce, what you need to do is take your hair down and put it over your nipples and just walk out there.
I fucking did.
It's what you gotta do.
And they would have been looking at your hair. They'd be like, man, he has
pretty hair.
like hair.
He has pretty hair. Sorry.
Yeah.
I do have pretty hair.
Hey, look, Tony, you talk about this like you've been.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean by that.
What you're talking about? What are you referring to?
I just know that you have to become one with nature at some point in your life.
And so you became one with nature at a nudist beach.
I don't know what it was. Just
if you don't catch what she says, she's always talking about she has to be natural.
Oh yeah, we catch it.
You know she done did it more than once.
Of course.
Tony's probably naked now. She never cams up.
She cammed up yesterday.
I cammed up yesterday. See, Reckless, where you were too busy building and you missed out.
Very lovely. You are very lovely.
With clothes on.
Aw, thank you.
When you say natural or natural, when you say natural, that's one thing. When you say natural, I'm thinking no deodorant, and that's just a no-go for me.
He's thinking crunchy roll.
No, Reckless way. You got to go over to my porch session. That's where we were yesterday.
Yeah.
I need to add you on.
I'll tell you what, I've gone to Burning Man a few times in my day, and I remember. Well, it used to be cool. I haven't been for like almost 10 years. It's a huge festival in Nevada, the Black Rock Desert, Nevada. Funny enough, a good statistic is for 1 week, it's the third largest city in the state of Nevada. And then it just disappears. It's actually pretty interesting.
Isn't that the where they have the motorcycles and shit?
No, that's
it's a festival.
Yeah, it's a huge festival. Lots of music, lots of naked girls. I'm sorry, lots of people show up and attend.
Yeah, he don't care about that. He don't care about the naked girls.
But I tell you, one, and people from all over the world come to attend this event. I can't really describe it. It's technically an art festival, but there's a lot of
skyscrapers though.
No, well, sometimes. But I remember one year there were these cute girls that were at the bar trying to get the bartender's attention, and there's several bars that pop up there. It's great. And there's two cute girls that were trying to get the bartender's attention, and they were wearing bikinis and their little backpacks on. They were foreign, and I was trying to introduce myself, and I'm like, "Hey!" And I started getting the bartender's attention. I'm like, "Hey!" Just being the man trying to take charge. And I looked over, and these girls, as they were raising their hands, these girls were, I don't even know what country they were from. They spoke pretty good English, but they were not from America. And as the girls raised their hand, not only did they have armpit hair,
oh my god,
that shit was braided and had beads hanging off of it, and we're talking like 3.5 inches long.
That's not my style right there.
You ladies have a good time. I'll see you later.
Dang,
bro. Listen,
I think I would have left. I would have left for real.
Here in town, we used to go out to Lawrence to kick it, like Lawrence, Kansas, where KU is, bro. They got a movement out there, bro. These chicks ain't shaving nothing, dude.
No,
it's ridiculous. Like, I hadn't been out there in a minute, and like we went to go meet with some friends to eat. I'm like talking to my boy. I'm like looking around. I'm like, bro. Like, because like you look, and it's like these cute college girls that are just hairy as all get out, bro. Like some walking Sasquatches with cute faces, and it was like a real weird thing. I was like, bro,
you found the missing link.
All the missing links, bro. Like they was getting ready to start fires if they got too close together and started agitating.
Oh, that's
okay, I gotta ask. Do you guys on the panel know how shaving the underarms and shaving the legs actually occurred?
Wow.
How?
World War II in America. It started here in the United States because the factories that used to make silk leggings for ladies were now making silk parachutes for the paratroopers jumping out of planes. And there was a silk shortage in the United States during World War II. So the women, a lot of them that were, actually manning the manufacturing plants and facilities, while the men, all the upper body strength men were overseas fighting the Germans. The women, in order to appear that they had enough money to buy the silk linings, they would actually shave their legs and wax them, and then they would draw a line with their little makeup marker thing. They would draw a line up the back of their leg to look like they were actually wearing silk liners, because that was a status symbol. So they would shave their legs and wax them to give the appearance that they were wearing silk liners, because silk liners were very, pantyhose were very difficult to actually acquire during World War II, and it was kind of a status thing. And let me tell you, guys got back from the war, or other guys that never went to the war, they touched them thighs and them legs, and they're like, "Oh, keep doing that."
I thought
yet another piece of Americana that got transported all over the world.
Concerned.
No, you can have that. You can have it that werewolf. I'm good.
What was that, Reckless Ray? What was that, Reckless Ray? What'd you say?
I said I thought you were about to say they were making hair parachutes. I was like, bro, oh no, Ricky Jason, what is going on?
Some people in the chat are saying they prefer hairy women, so I'm now curious to see what.
First off, who are you talking about?
Somebody said I personally prefer a hairy woman, and
nasty,
Corn Pop said he like a grown woman snatch. So
okay, that's two different things though. Like the person who likes the hairy woman, that's sus, man. Like, why are you trying to rub up on yourself up in the bed, man? Like, I ain't trying to feel pain. I ain't trying to nuzzle up. Like, what we gonna do? Rub beards? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's terrible.
One of the nastiest things that ever happened to me is this dude who was a funny guy. He was straight, he had a beautiful wife, but the first time I met this dude at the bar, he was actually rocking the mutton chops.
Yeah.
And he would go up to guys like me that had just a goatee and shaved on the side. Dude with mutton chops, he'd come up to you and go, "Hey, you want to make a full beard?"
Oh no!
Straight up gross. But
why do you have these stories, Double? Like, you've lived so much.
I'm 20 years old. I've met some crazy people, you guys included. So.
What?
Pretty soon you're going to start telling us you're a nudist Buddhist.
That's Tony B.
I do have an awesome picture of the Buddha above my couch, but I'm not a Buddhist.
Frida Nips.
Oh my god.
Nips, hell yeah.
I agree.
Except if it's a male teacher in Ontario and they're out to here.
Let's be fair though, like Uncle Tom,
nipples are beautiful, bro.
To see, look.
One-inch nipples are beautiful, bro.
We feed the colonies.
You can put a whole coat hang on them motherfuckers like that. Love them.
What?
I love them shits, man.
Oh my god. All right, hey guys, this has been CT. This has been CT Reacts. I'm your host, Black Suit Defy. Thanks everybody for coming. Please like and subscribe. Leave tips in the tip jar, man. We need water. We need beard oil. We need wax for Tony B's nips.
What? My nips?
Oh man,
she's into that kind of thing. So hey guys, we need. Hey, ladies first. Last thoughts. Go ahead, Tony B.
Well, I turned 34 in 2 minutes, and
yay!
Happy birthday!
I feel so sad.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm getting
34,
older.
You old woman now. You geriatric.
I can't blame shit on being young no more. Like, what the fuck?
A geriatric parent? Anyway, yes.
So, anyway, I don't think y'all gonna see me tomorrow or anything on any panel or whatever, but I
That's
have
okay.
It's okay. You spent your birthday with us, whether you liked it or not.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yes, you
that's kind of crazy because I probably seem like a loser because they're like, well, shouldn't you be out clubbing and drinking with friends and stuff? I don't know. No,
You're hanging
nobody
with the
believes
cool
that here.
I like you guys better. It's so much better. No
Yes.
ratchet.
And guess what? You didn't save money right now. You ain't got to pay gas. You ain't got to go pay the bar.
I sure did, but
You ain't got
I'm
to pay
gonna
to go in.
I'm gonna have a great spa day tomorrow, so I'll be rejuvenated. But you guys are it's cool talking to y'all. Like I said, you all need to at least try and be a nudist for one day. Uncle Tom, when you travel with Kai around the
I'm a
world,
nudist at heart, bro. For real.
listen, just do it. It's so freeing. I'm not
Dude,
saying I did this, but I'm just saying
around
that it's
outside
so
naked
free.
all the time.
This is what people
Turkey Hut.
say. This is what people say all the time.
Listen. I walk outside naked all the time. My wife got so many camera shots of me with my bare ass out in the front yard.
See what kind? I need a farm. I'm just convinced at this
You
point.
do need one.
So I
Tony
got
B, question for you, ma'am.
Yes.
Did you allegedly, had you done this, did you participate in this with your husband?
Keep it real. Keep it real, Tony B.
I'm a newlywed. I only been married for 2 years, so yeah, no.
I thought so. I thought so, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I thought so.
Hey, if you can get your husband to do it, yeah.
He's not. He's too conservative, y'all. What can I do to get him to loosen up? Like I used to be liberal.
Look at her. Listen to her. You see, look.
I used to be a liberal. Like
first off, what I thought that women all they do is use their use their innards for manipulation.
Yes, I know.
Manipulate them into doing what you want them to do.
Okay, all right.
And obviously, you married him for a reason.
That's true. You did marry
to tame me.
Oh, well, okay.
Is he taming you?
Remember,
She ain't
gentlemen.
been to a nudist beach, so I tell you that much.
Remember, gentlemen. Women are the sheaths to our swords.
Oh my! Yes.
Oh wow.
That's true.
Very true.
That's technically true.
Listen to your husband, Tony B. Love that man.
Happy birthday to you, and I hope you have a great one.
As he gets older, he'll loosen up because he's gonna have that I don't give a fuck attitude before long. Like fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Tony B, happy birthday again to you, man.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you guys. Y'all have a great one.
And to talk to you soon.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Double Brewski. Come on, talk to me, man. Give me your last thoughts.
Man, I've been watching this channel for a while, and it's always entertaining. It's always great, no matter who hosts. Blacks, I'm actually glad you got to host. Is this your first time hosting?
It is my first time hosting, sir. Thank
you.
You
did a great job, and I always love hearing your input. Uncle Tom, my brother from another mother, I'm sorry, but you are always, your input is always the best and the most hilarious. Reckless Ray, it's been days, ages since I've even seen you up on here. I feel like I've been subbing for you, man. I feel like I've been trying to even make just a little notch of the input that you put in. So I'm absolutely thrilled to see you here. I'm glad that CT's trying to build up this extra channel as opposed to his regular one. But I feel bad because I would have super chatted at least like 3-4 times because I love having my stupid comments pop up like right in the middle of the screen. I'm sorry, but I love the one-liners and I love putting those out there. So yeah, but hey, once again, happy to hang with all you fine fellas and ladies as well. I love this channel. You guys are this is my heroin coming on this channel. I just put that needle in every day. I just love it. It's my heroin. It's my addiction. So thanks again for having me. I love it, you guys. Hey, have a great night, all of you.
Absolutely. You too. Have a great one, Double Brewski. Always happy to have you here, sir.
I got to figure this camera out. It keeps freezing on me.
Yeah, I was like, what's wrong with his face? All right. Reckless.
Dude,
Reckless.
You did such a good job tonight.
Thanks, sir.
So, shout out to you. The one thing I wanted to ask everybody, I was like, So would it have been less offensive what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, no, you guys got to go with me here. Okay. But would it have been less offensive if, like, instead of pulling the phone out to record, her man pulls his phone out and throws on Lizzo?
Oh my God.
I got my hair done. Check my nails. So,
oh my goodness.
I'm surprised. Listen, I'm surprised you know that goddamn song. 'Cause I don't even know one word on that song.
That's number one.
Bro, it was on the radio.
Number one.
I mean, it was like the first song. It was before I knew what the shit.
Okay.
Like,
I don't even know that shit.
I'm sorry.
You can get your hair done, and then I saw her, and I was like, "You can't get your hair done. You got a bunch of
Oh
other
my
shit."
God. She couldn't get her hair done. She got that 613 wig on.
Bro. But no, but honestly, like, this is awesome. I didn't know.
I was just
now we're even. But no, this channel is awesome. I didn't know about it. So when Chaotic sent me the link for it, I had a panic attack. So I was like, did YouTube unsubscribe me? And am I getting canceled? Like
YouTube does unsubscribe people all the time. I've had like 17 unsubscribe within the last couple days, but they told me they haven't unsubscribed. So I don't know.
That's the truthometer.
Yeah.
When you're speaking the truth and you have, like, subscribers bleeding off your account, that means you're hitting right on the mark.
I don't even have that many people. So I don't know why the hell that would happen, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, it's a concern because, like, obviously, like, the conversations, like, we do have fun, but these are important conversations, and like, I think it's smart for CT strategically to facilitate this channel as well, because at a certain point, they're going to come after him too. Like, there's already people floating around doing crazy stuff now as it is. So having this getting built in the hopper already is probably better for everybody because, like I said, on most of the panels that I participate in, I only participate with people that can have actual conversations. So like, for me personally, I'm like, I like to be on panels where I feel like important things are being told and different perspectives are being shared. So thank you so much for hosting, CT, as always. Thank you for putting this together. This is always fun. It's always a good time rapping with you guys. And, like, not having been able to talk to all of you for a couple of weeks made me realize, I was like, man, I really haven't had time to get over there to visit those people. So I did miss you guys. So happy that I got to catch this. Like, this is great.
Yes, sir. All right,
please,
yeah, absolutely.
Make effort to come back more, man. We miss you here.
Yes,
the only reason I wasn't around there was work related. So
we love your energy, and we love when you come on here firing people up, especially when you're firing people up, because you sure do come with the jokes, man. Absolutely.
I don't know what time CT's going on tomorrow, but I will be live tomorrow around at 7:00. We will be talking the Confederate flag, and is it important or is it not important tomorrow on my channel. So I will encourage anyone to come over to. I took the duh off. It's just porch session now.
Okay,
come over to porch session and we'll come out. We're going to talk about things. That will be the meat and potato of the thing, but we will go. I will have other questions before the meat and potatoes.
Okay.
That we can get down. I might have a video or two. I try not to have too many videos, but hell, I like watching videos too. I like reacting to shit. So, thanks for having me on. It was good. Just be yourself and it's fun. I mean, have fun and hey, let the conversation flow. I just want to have a conversation. It's pretty much what my whole thing is. I want to talk. Want to have the conversation about anything, and to me, there's nothing off limits. Because I mean, it's real life. Everything that you go through is real life, and someone has been through it. So why not give your experience on it, and then hey, go from there.
I feel good getting in on the ground floor when you guys' channels are pretty small and pretty under the radar. When what you guys are doing here, what CT started, what you guys are doing here has blown up to immense proportions, and I mean that. I mean this sincerely. When this is blown up to immense proportions, and you guys got like 5,000 people waiting in the queue to come on in, and you got like 150,000 subscribers each, and you got your channels are just immense, and you only got a few seconds to bring people on the panel to speak their piece, and Black Suited Five's hosting, Bob's hosting.
Mine will always be long. Period.
Uncle Tom is hosting. When you're hosting, when you guys are all just like, you're so busy, you got all this huge energy of this giant channels that have just gone overboard. When you guys are doing that, I hope to be able to like, oh man, Double Brewski's here. Yeah, let's jump him into the front of the line because we got like 5,000 people waiting to come in and talk. Double Brewski's got he's got carte blanche because he was here from the beginning before everybody knew about this.
Yes.
So once again, thank you so much.
Yeah. Butt buddies with Reckless Ray.
Oh man,
hey,
no, we'll be
Reckless Ray been on How To Man's channel. They was going in on some Pookies and Ray Rays the other day. I was dying.
If you get mad at me over there, yes, bro, I'm about to have to change my name to Uncle Tom on that channel.
What was it?
How To Man.
Another YouTuber. I've been over on his channel, and because like he's in a Patreon group that I'm in, so like
okay.
So I've been on his channel for a couple episodes, but he's got these kids over there, man, that are just wild in their ideologies about things.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's just like, oh no. And so like there's like I have
you're trying to set me up for the bait. I seen you.
It's great.
He was trying to set me up for the bait. I was like, oh no. I was gonna come on too, but CT was on, so I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. That was too much. It was too much cussing. Well, it was cussing, but they were going in.
Oh, they wild. It's wild over there. It's like
what's the name of the channel again?
Fight Club.
How To Man. I don't know. He usually it was a How To Man something else, but it's pretty much just How To Man.
Okay.
But he's a veteran too. He's a veteran, but he plays video games the whole time he's talking. It's like
it's crazy.
Nice.
I'm the grave, motherfucker.
Like, bro,
hey, because he plays Halo. He plays Halo all the time. And it's out of the blue. From the grave, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
At random for no reason. I'm just like, you want to talk about it?
Who hurt you?
Yeah.
Well, guys, here we are. We're 11 minutes past.
Again, y'all have a good one.
You guys have a great night.
You too, Uncle.
And I'll end it here. Thanks for coming up, Double Brewski, Reckless Ray, Uncle Tom, Tony B. You and your debaucherous energy. You got to get that under control. You're married now. Hey, you guys have a great night, okay?
You guys too, man. Thank you so much. Right. Appreciate it.
Yeah, come on back. Hey, CT.
Yo.
Hey, man. We're winding it down, sir.
Absolutely. It's a great show, man. Hopefully, you're gonna be the regular for Thursdays, or?
Oh, absolutely. Hey, guys, this is going to be a regular thing. Thursdays with Blacks Who Defy.
Yeah.
Coming to you from CT's Reacts Live.
Yeah.
And make sure you put a tip in the tip jar. As always, subscribe, like. And we're going to get up out of here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, man. It's a great show, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Peace.
Peace.